me something to believe. Will you promise me? Will you promise me?
Sometimes when you're here, I can feel no doubt, 'cause you keep me where the stars are bound. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter, 'cause I feel so free now. Sometimes when you're here, I can feel no doubt, 'cause you keep me where the stars are bound. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter, 'cause I feel so free now. You like to play your own game. Cover it up, don't let them know what you're thinking. I bet you never tell them how it feels. I bet you never even try to be real. Cover it up, you like to play your own game. Cover it up, don't let them know what you're thinking. I bet you never tell them how it feels. I bet you never even try to be real.
outside, but she looks like trouble. Her lips so kissable and poisonous. I know she won't be good for me. But I don't care, 'cause I know it's so rare for a guy like me to get a chance with a girl like her. And I won't waste that chance. 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 'Cause she got me like. Her looks, I assume they come with a price. She's smiling, but that may just be a disguise. I wanna say hi, but I'm scared she'll kill me. Could we? Will we? Would she? Probably not. But I don't care, 'cause I know it's so rare for a guy like me to get a chance with a girl like her. And I won't waste that chance. 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 'Cause she got me low.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights we go, losing self-control. I keep telling myself, but I don't wanna let you know. Is this what we become? Strangers on the run, looking for something, chasing the sun. All those days trying to find a place where you'll make them just be alone, be alone. All those nights lying by your side, like it's a vibe, feeling it shine under your spotlight. That's the way every day goes. Looking back, I know we started falling. We were falling in love, yeah. Took my heart and you rode off. Was I feeling never enough for you, baby? When you left me chasing you, chasing you. Trying to find a place where we can be alone. All those nights lying by your
Let it now. Now. Let it now.
What's holding you down? I ain't like others. Don't let them hold your ground. I am in the summer sky. I am hearing all the light. Don't turn your back on me. I'm here for you. I'll light your fire as the cold comes through. You'll be my passenger and I'll break through. What's holding you down? I ain't like others. Don't let them hold your ground. I am in the summer sky. I am hearing all the
Yes, thank you, Alex. What's up, London? Here we are. This is, we've been waiting for this all day. This one is going to be great.
Yeah, this should be one hell of a matchup. Maybe one of the best ones that we're going to see, at least maybe of this whole year. I mean, the rivalry between these two teams, how far they both gone over time. I mean, all the fights to Nico, you feel like it's only a matter of time before they end up winning it.
I know we all went towards Astralis, but I think I think when you look at this Faze team, it's like all of my I think it's the greatest player that we've had in all of Counter-Strike Global Offensive over the years. His accomplishments eclipse every other player that we have. Might not be the best in the moment, but certainly the greatest. Everyone feels that they can win. It's just no one can go against this machine that is Astralis at the moment. They are a scary team.
You guys, we just saw the talent predictions over at Outcome.com. You guys have been voting as well. If you happen to go and do it right now on the phone or on the website, and just, I'm just curious about the Astralis a little bit. That's not bad. 60-40, that's not bad at all.
I do like the way that Faze once you put those predictions, they're booing everyone else. I love that. I want to hear more of that throughout this game. That's going to be great.
This could be very spicy. I definitely think this is going to be an incredible game. All the fights, you're absolutely right. An incredible player. He had that long stretch when he was out because of the injury. He thought maybe he would come back and it would be a bit slow and he wouldn't be able to find that same rhythm. He blasted right back into it and was an incredible player. Even in his first games, it's very hard to do as well.
Yeah, it's going to be, this is going to be such a weird battle. Here we go, Epic GG, or Epic.GG, excuse me. If you want to get some of your CSGO player cards and just collect all of Astralis and when you win. Yeah, you'll have a really good time with that.
This is going to be a real blast, isn't it? Mirage was the first map. I don't know, I think we're going to see all three maps in this one.
I feel like we deserve it too. We had a lot of overtimes in those the challenger running stages. So it would be phenomenal. We were talking about some of the romantic aspects of this game. If we could have, the Guardian go back to here. I personally said I would love to just see carries come in against this former team and just destroy them across the map. I think that'd be so much fun.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, so far away, obviously. This is going to be so weird to see how Faze is able to handle this. We saw some weakness. We saw some weakness in Astralis as well, but it really feels like that door closed, not just from Stockholm, but the Challenger Legend stage. That door, that gap, that opportunity people had that we kind of witnessed is gone. And here we go, London. We're getting live into the pistol round. Freeze time, counting down. It's your final quarterfinal. Who is going to meet Team Liquid in the semis? It's Astralis versus Faze.
Yeah, let's get the show underway. Faze going to start on the T side, Astralis on the CT side. We are setting up for a rather quick A execute with absolutely nobody on Astralis there. This looks like Faze have done a lot of homework, been looking at demos, and they've seen this coming. They've already forced back in Astralis. They might end up losing this pistol, just simply out cold from spawn on the Faze side. That does not happen very often. And back in the middle is where Carrigan is sneaking in to try and control that top mid, while the rest is securing this site. They've got the bomb planted already. This is such a powerful position right now. Faze, one good kill, and they're going to pick up the first round here. Rain immediately traded to Pre. He needed to do more. Nico going to land a headshot there, just trading back and forth. This is already a bit low on time. They've been here for a long one, and Nico, one more headshot. Finally, he's out. But now they've got the middle. Long-range battle here. No more smokes left on the Astralis side. How can they possibly defuse this? It's going to have to be some sort of bodyguard system on top. Bodyguarding him. Not going to happen. Guardian blended, and Faze win the pistol.
Yeah, that's actually very close for how that began for Astralis. A full-on retake. Faze just gets to walk into that bomb site, and you can see Astralis has the contingencies. Great positioning by Faze. Nico and Palace with the P250. Such a deadly weapon for him. You saw those one-taps come out. If he's going to have a good game, this will get very, very interesting. Pistol goes to Faze. And Astralis, no slouch in these rounds either. We know they desk talked for so long about utility usage. 5 HE grenades. Where are they going to take those 4 players heading over towards the B bomb site? And Faze under Nico's calling, staying pretty grouped up. And now all these HE grenades, if they're all going to be on catwalk, Faze can run into some trouble.
Might be the 2 people behind the stack up here, and there's going to be a whole rain of them landing down. Guardian is going to be gone eventually, and Rain almost down to 9 health. The follow-up will get him. I mean, we talked about it. Utility usage absolutely off the charts for this team. 4-3 now. They still have some pistols, but no armor there on Astralis. That might be the saving grace here for Faze.
What more could you ask for if you were Astralis out of that nade stack? 2 kills coming from it. And Faze, that's got to put him on notice. You could see Nico just glancing behind him, watching the flank. Dupree's going to have some information. We'll try not to stick around for that fight for good reason as well. lack of armor preventing him from taking those duels, and Faze still with a good chance of recovering. But if Astralis get this read, it can get very difficult. 2 players at the B bomb site for the defense, and Device staying with this smoke in middle. He's just trying to hear something.
The path that they took to the B bomb site as well, if it had been a B rush from Faze, the grenades would have been there anyway, so it kind of has a double effect almost, making it the path. 40 seconds now, and they need to commit to a bomb site here. They can't take any extended fights. Once it goes down below 20 seconds is when it gets really scary. Magus keeps the deagle, not going to get the first shot. There is a grenade up from the apartments, and he heard as well. He definitely knows somebody's coming. 25 seconds, and they're going to get the opening kills. That's all they needed. A good job here on Faze, recovering the round, and now they just need the bombs going down. Bit of a tapping actually, and almost through the smoke. Nico was 1 bullet away, but still 1-on-2 for Glaive, and a scary round here for Faze, but they look to be making it through.
This is very, very good for Astralis. Costly round. Glaive is going to go down here. Not bad from Astralis, not investing in the armor, just the utility and the pistols. Still plenty of cash left, but Faze trying to survive a scary one. That was what, a 3-on-4 at one point?
Yeah.
Almost get turned upon.
Yeah, if Magus could have hit one of those deagle shots as they were coming through, that's the big opening.
You can see it's fun watching the theory in his play. He always has like the next fight he's going to take. He knows exactly where to go, exactly where to look next, exactly where Faze is going to progress up catwalk. Just great entries once contact was eventually made onto that B bomb site. So Faze survived a scare, and this should be much easier. Just the USPs. It's a P250 on Magisk as well. Utility usage coming out for Faze, trying to force back any of those stacks. Actually, Rain takes a good dink right at the start, down to 49 HP.
Should be around where they could farm up a little bit, catch their breath. We talk about this all the time with Astralis, that most of the rounds where they have even a little bit, you have to fight for them. You might be winning them, but all the time it's going to be like a 3v3, 2v2. You have to struggle to get everything on the board, and it can wear you down over the course of a 3-on-3, sorry, best of 3 like this, just knowing that you have to battle the whole way through.
Oh, Guardian wants this fight with the MAC-10. That smoke is going to block him off. He think he knows there's some players on the other side. He hears the spam. There's a free one. Glaive right around the edge. Trying to get a little bit sneaky. Nice timing on the Molotov as well as the smoke clears, and Guardian would love to farm this up. The Opper making so much money early on would be phenomenal for Faze, and look at this. The rest of the Faze clan Snake, Nico and Rain coming around towards A ramp. They want to pinch this bomb site. Bait and switch could work out. There's 3 players here in a triangle, and Dupree with a double kill. Gonna hold them off for the moment.
So difficult to do with the USP. It's really not meant for that kind of a fight when you don't have any armor either. 3-on-3 now, 35 seconds, and they should be able to adjust this rather nicely. Good shot from Nico, taking down Device. And it's going to be 2-on-3, and they're actually bringing the bomb back. I would say that's a bit scary if there was anyone to be with the low time that's left, but they cleaned it up just fine. Olofmeister holding catwalk, and they're going to be able to win it. So just a good recovery once again from Faze. But now is the first serious test here, as Astralis are going to be picking up all of the rifles.
And that's kind of scary considering how both of these rounds went. I mean, that round almost nothing was actually invested in by Astralis. But you can see their decision making in the middle portions of these rounds, and they have the information. If they get just a little bit of time, that's a very impromptu triangles they set up. Base of the stairs after the bait and switch over towards jungle, and then all the way back in CT spawn. And that's just done based on the knowledge and taking a risk considering you have nothing to lose. So Faze have to be careful not to telegraph moving forward. Device gonna go for a timing. I think he's waiting, he's paused, and there it is. It's a missed opportunity. He's got no armor, so pretty risky to stay in that window.
It's a very aggressive move here towards the A ramp. But they do have 2 people, even the third one behind, covering in case there was some sort of waterfall play coming out of the apartments. Then doesn't really seem to be happening right now. But Faze have slowly got some mid-control, and they'll probably take that. In fact, Rain has made his way really far in.
Nico isn't going to fall prey to Glaive's aggression. The tough part is the shadow shows in that walk. So Nico's got to be careful, not giving away any part of the game. Just a default from Faze as Olaf takes B-Halls, watching for any aggression on his own. Rain starting to clear out underpass, gonna wait for Olofmeister before taking mid. And this is lining up to be a split coming up connector. How aggressive do Rain and Olaf want to be? 3 flashbangs, 2 smokes to work with, and the AWP is actually rotated to the B bomb site, so they don't have to worry about Device for the moment.
It's position from Rain is so powerful, almost no matter what. If they need him, he can come in maybe and shoot someone in the back, but if they win the early fight, then he's going to stop anyone from rotating in from B, and that works as well. Guardian does see just the edge of a player there. 30 seconds left. They have to commit to it. Again, they're very low on time right here, which I think is a worrying sign potentially. Nico's going to be going down, and that smoke is blocking them. Perfect grenade there to stop anyone coming out of the ramp, but it's Rain and Olaf to reopen the bomb site. Now 19 seconds. That is perfect timing. One player left for the bomb here. If he drops the Glaive, they might just run out of time, and Glaive is going to get the shot. 10 seconds now. Dupree in CT spawn. The only one to hold it.
The bomb's dropped. They can't get the bomb site. Dupree just has to save. And oh, there's no way. Oh, they just got it.
In the last millisecond, they put down that bomb. Dupree, he knew he had to stay hidden. There's a very good chance that would never work. And now, how does he get back into this one? They have a Molotov as well. Grenade gonna land on him. Spray right through, taking down Glaive. Oh, sorry, Rain, not bad at all. And now gonna follow up. He has no smoke. This is incredibly tricky, and he's gonna tap the bomb, just holding it down. Olaf waiting on the other side. 1 second, and Dupree's gonna get the shot, and he should have the time as well for the defuse. A 1-on-2 early on to get Astralis on the board. That is just very difficult to do.
I cannot believe the bomb went down in such a short time, and Dupree even getting off it with barely enough time for the defuse. Oh my god, that is a huge clutch for Dupree to win, but it's still so tough. Nice spam shot. This is a round. Astralis wins the first gun round, one player surviving, so the economy is still just destroyed. That's why we have a tactical timeout here by the Danes, as they need to talk things over. If they get reset here, that's so harsh. What a beautiful smoke for Magis to drop. You can see, even though he gets one and he's killed afterwards, even though Faze eventually make their way to the bomb site, how close that was. Magis almost won that with just utility.
And then walking through the smoke afterwards, actually, I think that's one of the spicy components that Astralis haven't always had before Magisk, but he brings that to the team and definitely did all. I think that alone almost won the round.
Well, listen, I think of this round, that round is completely different. The fact that that smoke goes down on A ramp at that time means Nico is the one who has to kind of initiate the action from Palace, or he has to try and get something done. If they had had Nico alive in that position for the post plant, or to help them get into the bomb site, and, much less costly, then it's a different ball game. But what a recovery from Astralis. They still have to be a little worried. 1-3, no money left in the bank, and they must have this round.
Yeah, otherwise they're going to be back on pistols, and Faze will suddenly get a very big lead early on in the first half here. They're setting up for another A execute. They've felt some sort of weakness here, but there's 4 people gravitating on the Danish side here towards that A bomb side. This should be a very strong defense. And the smoke goes up, and Nico's thinking about it on the other side, edging his way through. Sip and Dupree opening up and taking down Carrigan and Rain, and now it's almost done. Glaive just hiding inside, and as he comes back out, I can't believe they've missed each other so many times inside the smoke, and Nico finally going to be going down. That's a bit of a victory. Let's see if they can recover this one. It's not impossible.
That's a huge victory, because it's going to spread the defense a little bit thin. You can see they're kind of confused in the rotation on the minimap. Those dots, those blue dots, just don't know where to go. So a couple players had some missed seconds where someone like Olaf could have gotten into a great position to pick a player off rotating back. 3-on-4 still doable, and can still be very, very costly for the Astralis side, as Nico with the bomb works his way towards ramp. Looks like he wants to do it all. Guardian's going to be sent away to make some kind of a fake happen. 40 seconds on the clock. I don't know if this is going to be a B-fake or if he's going to meet up with Olaf Meister and try and pinch up connector. This is going to be tough either way.
I mean, faking in a 3-on-4 when you're the team with the man down is so hard to do. How do you make them believe that anything is happening on that other side? They are going to group up instead, but once again, this is what, 5 rounds back to back, where all of them are going to be low on time when they actually make it play. 5 rounds in, 19 seconds, and Sip is going to call it. Olaf is down, and I think that is the end of the round here for Faze. They might even think about maybe saving a little bit if they can.
Once that smoke goes up, Guardian just bails out, and that's exactly what's happening. Faze gets stalled out. A lot of that conversation around Nico being the in-game leader, the switch in the middle of the tournament when they go down to 2. Guardian's gonna get caught. What a leak down. What a bold play from Zitnix, and he's gonna find it. That's 4 players surviving. Astralis have got their feet underneath them, and now it gets so much more difficult for Faze. The missed opportunity to reset. Guardian being punished economically. I imagine this could be a buy out of Faze here.
Would you be mad, Moses, if that was you, if that was Guardian, and if you were Guardian in the underpass? I'd be a little bit mad. I'd be like, if I wait, he's dead.
Yeah, not a lasting mad.
No, but
you would be a little bit frustrated in the moment.
Just a slightly. So, Astralis avoiding the eco death at the moment, making sure that they don't immediately lose everything, which is always good. It's a bit of a test early on when you're on the CT side. now that they have the rifle and a lot of utility, we'll see what Faze can do to break it. There's been a lot of emphasis on the A bomb site when they've been having the rifles here for Faze.
More worrisome to me, you mentioned it in that round, is how low the clock is getting in some of these rounds for Faze. That makes you really, really worried about the play calling coming out, that each and every round so far has been that kind of down to the wire. Timeout ending for Faze. If they choose to buy in this round upcoming and challenge, that's going to really worry me, because that's a chance for Astralis to springboard into just that never-ending amount of HE grenades, Molotov smokes. If they're able to win that, especially solid, then it's kind of all downhill for Faze from there. Extended pause, small tech issue as we work through it, but this has started out pretty well. That Dupree clutch was beautiful.
Yeah, it's very hard to do. I mean, Olaf on the other side in that 1v1 at the end, and the bomb was way out in the open. He had no smokes or anything. I think the only luxury that he had is the fact that there was so much time on the bomb that he could sort of come off the defuse the last second.
And Olaf had to be cautious for the fake tap as well. So yeah, Dupree had a couple advantages either way.
All right, that guy was on the next level, Moses. He upped the hand-eye game.
Yeah, it made me speechless. I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't know where to take it.
Now we need to see if anyone could do even better. So, yeah, right now, very early on, it's way too soon to draw any conclusions, but we have seen a number of rounds out of Faze that have been low on time, and there's an advantage. Obviously, the downside we've talked about, if you run out of time and, you know, someone dies with a bomb, that's a huge problem.
Right.
But on the upside, some teams will second-guess themselves if they hear anything in the last 20 seconds. They think, oh, wait, it can't surely be, you know, a push up the ramp now with 20 seconds left. So there could be some difficult communication on the receiving end as well when you get near the end of a round.
Well, back into the action, and we call this kind of a strategy out of Faze. Let Nico do all the work. He's got an AK that he saved plenty of utility. Oh, that should have been a kill. That one's harsh, and he's got to press the aggression. His team's got to follow him as well, but he's blinded for the moment, and that kill would have been so great to have, would have opened everything up, and now the attention is all going to be on this A bomb site, and Nico has to find an opening for his team.
Absolutely. Would have exploded right on the site. He's still hunting for Mavis, who's finally fighting back a little bit. The rest of Astralis are almost all here. On the other side holding it. That's Glaive with a kill on Rain immediately. The bomb will have gone down. Now, three people waiting for him. Nico, he had the opportunity, could have maybe got more. They're going to re-pick that AK-47 up in the hands of Carrigan now, but they're running out of players, and Astralis are circling the bomb site, trying to get back into it. Carrigan, he said it'd be great if he could be one of the players that could really step it up against his former team. Spraying down device there, defusing inside of the smoke. He almost gets the angle, but not quite. And it will be a defuse side. Really close. He's also, I think, partially out of bullets. They're going to save the AK-47 at least, but it's 3 in a row for Astralis.
That's a victory for Faze in a way. You got the plant, you got 4 kills out of it. That's actually a beautiful round, and I think that might have even been much better if Nico was able to complete that kill on Magisk right at the start, or maybe afterwards when he's back at the ticket booth. I cannot believe he didn't find that kill, but all tied up. You're limiting the money. Astralis can't build anything. They switch into a double-off setup, a very expensive one as well on the defense. And they're out of funding. If Faze can deliver the knockout punch here, that would be massive. Catwalk smoke. So catwalk. And Device has to go for a timing. Still risky for him to sit around at that angle. And mid-control going to go to Faze. Astralis choosing Magisk and Glaive to be aggressive towards top A ramp instead.
Yeah, all the Molotovs have all been used for Astralis, so some smokes, and it's always worth watching, especially on that CT side, how long they can keep on to them. It could be very tricky on a map like Mirage, but it definitely makes a big difference. I mean, especially if you're going to be defusing the bomb like we saw in the last round.
Well, we saw Magisk hold onto it for so much, which means Faze needs to do a better job of applying pressure before it comes to that point in the round. They need to find some way to force Magisk to use that utility. He's got the 1 smoke. He's more than willing to take this fight. Again, the shadow will show, so it gives him the extra confidence.
Again, if you're brand new to the game, this X-ray outline that you're seeing on the screen, the players cannot see, so they have no idea, and that does up the ante just a little bit. It makes it very hard to understand what's going on, and they don't have the minimap either that we're seeing in the top left corner, so this game is much, much more difficult than it seems. Megis and he's going to complete that with the bomb, and Dupree in the back taking down Guardian. That is a complete shutdown, and Faze have got to be furious. The timing against them, just as they were setting up, doing their own little countdown, right? Yeah. 3, 2, oh wait, we've lost 2 players with the bomb. That's very hard to deal with.
It's hard to make a decision. If you swing too far wide at the base of that A ramp from the terrorist position, you can get picked off from farther back from an AWP or something of the like. And if you go narrow the way that they did there, Magis gets a double kill. So it's tough sometimes to clear that position on Magis. Remember, when he was on Dignitas and they won that epicenter, that was the position that he was just so good at. That was one of the main highlights of him, was how well he played A ramp. Showing it off here as well at the Faceit Major in the quarterfinals. 4-3 for Astralis in the defense, and they're starting to look like they're speeding up, like they're picking up pace and building momentum into this one.
We do have a Deagle round coming out here, and we do love those. Desert Eagle, one-shot headshot at any range against any kind of armor. And Faze have a couple of players that are well known for using Dupree will be taking down Carrigan, so that's a good way to maybe shut it down. And Glaive going to re-peek over the cross on top of that smoke. He does love doing that quite a bit in Connector, especially I feel like when they're winning. So
I'm wondering when Faze is going to take the leash off a little bit in these gun rounds. We've seen, I don't want to call them timid, but much more structured than we're used to seeing out of Faze, which is good in a way. But these players, these individual ability on these guys, and I mean, you have the legendary guys like Guardian, Olaf, Nico as well. Let them shine. Let them find you some openings in some way. Don't be so scared for the first 30, 45 seconds of each round. Go find something. That's what has made Faze so dangerous since this lineup was put together.
And that should be the confidence that you have, right? Mr. Nico, almost nobody in the world that can stand up to that kind of firepower. So maybe that would be about now. They do have a lot of money. That's 5 in a row here for the Danish side. And that double up, I mean, you mentioned how expensive it is, but when you get to keep it alive for a couple of rounds, then it's a lot more safe. And suddenly, if you lose one of them, it's not the end of the world. A lot of things slowly stacking up in favor of Astralis.
Yeah, especially the money at the moment is looking great for the Danes. But you have to say, Faze has had their chances. They've had their opportunities. That 4th round comes in as just one player surviving in a victory for Astralis. If they were able to reset on the 5th, that would have been great. You would have knocked them out. You limit their economy on an eco round where you bring in pistols and one AK-47, able to get a plant, and you kind of take all their money away again, and then you cannot win the ensuing. So they've had their chances, Faze, to stay into this one, taking a tactical timeout, taking a deep breath. Maybe not the in-game leader anymore, but Kerrigan still being vocal. So much experience from all 5 players, actually all 10 players in this server. Everyone will know how to handle this kind of a scenario, but 2 timeouts taken for Faze in the first 8 rounds of this quarterfinal.
That's incredibly aggressive. They've been throwing these grenades to Astralis for a while, but now they're up with a smoke. Olafmeister, he wanted to take that bait, and he did. Sip took him down immediately. It's a good headshot, and then once they get that kill, they don't chance it for a second one. They just give it up and play 4 on 5, which is kind of textbook. And it's because it works a lot of the time. I say that, and Device does actually give something back, and a lot maybe.
Yeah, very much. That's going to open up the map a little bit. You can see Glaive shifting over towards jungle as Xyp9x rotates deeper into the B bomb site. But they're pretty safe at the moment with Dupree in this position. If he controls Palace and Faze never forces him out of there, that's a tough angle. You just cannot hold on to that A bomb site on the offensive side if there's a defensive player inside of Palace. So we'll see how Kerrigan handles this. Looks like he might throw some nades and come in late. But they need to be so cautious. Glaive, he can provide so much bait, take so much attention away, and Faze is in some real trouble.
Glaive's got no utility either, so he can't really set up a flashbang for Dupree to peek, but we'll see how it works out here. Nobody coming through the Palace. Dupree's all alone up here. Going to have a pretty good shot, at least for the first couple of players. There's Nico going down in sandwich, and now, again, 35 seconds on the clock. They're starting to make their way over. Molotov in jungle to try and force anybody out. 30 seconds now. They have 1 smoke for the bomb plant. This is not going to be easy at all for Faze. They've got the initial stages of the bomb site, but they need the control, and that smoke doesn't even cover everything. There's a huge gap in that towards the middle, so they have to go for the default plant instead. They're boxed in 4 and 1 good kill is all they need. Rain going to be taking down Glaive. Time for Faze to get back into this game and stop this streak that Astralis has been building up. Megis just running in, no fear. Taking a lot of attention. That's going to give Megis the kill, but Rain is still here in the back of the bomb site. And how do they get rid of him? That smoke going to maybe try and block someone off. Doesn't quite work. Dupree still now. It's Rain down at low ground. 1 versus 2, completely boxed in. He's got a little space to move on, and Zip will take him down. Astralis, that's 6 in a row, and they were very patient. I was getting worried for the time at the end, but they held on for a long time in that one.
So patient, especially from Dupree, especially once his position is known. He has to play that perfectly from there, and he does it. Even the shoulder peek, even the presence of mind to kind of bait out shots from Rain to figure out where he is. And this is why that position is so hard. It limits Faze so much and where they can go, even when the bomb's planted. And what a solid retake from Astralis. Complete faith in each other. Again, losing a lot of players, but that money's so strong, it's not putting as much of a dent in their money as it used to. Faze have got to get a win soon. 3-6.
On a switch in the offensive field. They haven't seen that before. Device to Dupree crushing that offense there. No chance at all for Faze. They wanted to try and see if they could get that done. Wrap around with the rest of the team, but it's just not happening. Megis will take down Nico. And now 2-on-4. And Astralis don't need to do much.
No, they can just sit and wait, can't they? One smoke on Guardian. Even if Faze are able to make their way into the bomb site, once the bomb site's getting planted, it's a 1-on-4, and they're just going to push up over the cover of nades. Device is able to swing around the boxes with the M4, and Guardian's boxed in, and he doesn't even realize that he's dead already. He's mid-air and almost recovers mid-shot. 7 in a row now for Astralis. This Danish war machine has built into an unstoppable juggernaut.
I mean, we could make a whole section in the analysis segment afterwards just talking about the different ways in which Astralis have been fighting middle, right?
Yes.
They've been pushing up there. They've been double grenading it. Now it's a jump over to the raft or the railing to get that orb shot through. It's just every round it's something new.
And this is the problem with kind of switching up your caller, which automatically is going to switch up your team's style of play on the offensive side of maps, is you don't really have these kind of plans as a team as how to recover and how to handle and how to counter the different things that Astralis are doing. It's kind of playing it by feel, and you can't beat Astralis like that. Look at Glaive, gonna surprise him again. Kerrigan aware of it. Oh, he's got to get away now, fighting the retreat, but Faze don't want to let him out, and they don't. They peek just in time, and Glaive can't get around the corner. We've seen Glaive this round, Device in the previous, go for a couple risky, aggressive plays, but you don't mind him switching things up, trying to keep Faze guessing.
I was going to say that has to be a play that's just rooted in a feeling of dominance, and they know they've got this one lined up nicely. They feel like everything is working out. Bit of a peek here, and that maybe should have been a kill there. Olofmeister surviving it. Looked like that was an easy enough shot for Dupree to hit. He's going to go and recommit to it again. Really scary because his head is showing no damage either this time. Group up outside of A. Meg is going to find 2 with the bomb as well. They're so aggressive, which is not always what they've been known for. Return, long-range shot with a C-set, 75, and now it's a 2-on-2. This is an incredibly confusing round.
I don't know how you read the situation, regardless of which team you are. If you're Faze or Astralis, how do you know exactly what bomb site is under attack? Oh, and look at Faze. They're going to rotate right back. They had an open A bomb site. He's turning the corner. He gets dinked. He's got to fall away, but he's got the intel, and Kerrigan's on the hunt. But he has to turn around with that aggressive posture. This is weird, and Kerrigan in an important 1 versus 2. He's got armor and he's got a full set of utility.
Not your normal round of Counter-Strike, this one. Absolutely crazy how they managed to dodge each other. And finally, it's 10 seconds here. He fakes it once. He's not sure where the last player is. He knows Device is in middle somewhere, and he's going to put down that bomb. He's got the M4 as well. There's a very slim chance he can make this one work, but it is not out of the question. Dupree down 91, so a headshot there would actually make the difference. That is a bit of a detail that's worth pointing out here. 40 health for Kerrigan, and he is waiting in the corner, checking it first, the low health player, and that's instantly down. Kerrigan winning the first fight. He's going to peek against Dupree, but he can't win it. The AK-47 drops him, picking up the AWP, and that's 8 now in a row for Astralis. What a scary team.
No, that's a perfectly executed 2 versus 1 from Astralis. You send the low HP player in first, make him a hard target. You can see him jumping around. He's not even really interested in taking a fight to a large degree. He just wants to be able to pass the intel off so Dupree can turn the corner with exact knowledge of where Kerrigan was and win the duel. That is a nice job managing a stressful round where things were happening all over the map all at the same time. 8-3 now, and it's been 8 in a row. At this point, if you're Faze, you got to start feeling a little bit suffocated.
It's very hard to keep a track of what they're doing right now. To set up this peak from Dupree, he is playing a great game right now, but Device goes down. Guardian with the AWP and the opening kill, and Dupree must be feeling very lonely. He doesn't know right now if anyone's coming up for the underpass, so he's got a bit of backup behind him, but still, this is an incredibly exposed position, and he's going to start to fall back, and for good reason.
And look at the mindset change of Astralis on this defense. That's what they've been doing in these past few rounds, is just shock and awe, push up, get in their face, make sure they stay uncomfortable. If we get killed doing something aggressive, follow it up with more aggression, and it's working so far for them. But not too often that we've seen Astralis get aggressive and not get that kill, the first kill, or at least the trade at the very least. So this is a bit of a change of pace for them. Although you can see how cautious Faze is being and how respectful of the fact that Astralis can still be here. They get away with one, they get away with two, as Glaive and Debris miss the shots and fall back and give ground.
See how much that smoke is going to hold. Good blocking off with the window. Making sure that they can stay in middle for a little while. Nico's been waiting for ages over at that A ramp. There's like a silent battle going on here between Magisk and Nico. They've just been having a standoff here. Nobody really knows who's on the other side, so we'll see what happens there. That could determine the whole outcome of this round as well. 5 seconds yet again. Carrigan making a bit of noise. He's getting shot at the back. Sipnik's now realizing nobody's here. Carrigan does live, but the rest of the push is going to be the A side. Glaive taking down Rain. That's a huge opening kill. 24 seconds now. Faze really running low. That's the bomb drop, and Nico waiting. That's once again blocking him. He's going to get the opening, but it might just be too late here. 15 seconds. They should have no chance to win this, and Glaive will shut him down almost mid-air, and Carrigan can't do anything about it. That smoke at the A ramp, I mean, how many rounds in a row has that been, or not in a row, but at least throughout this first half, has Faze been stopped by that?
I've mentioned it a couple rounds ago. They're not applying pressure onto that A bomb site. Magisk has been able to be so comfortable there the majority of these rounds, and if they're not going to at least go for that peak to clear him staring down, he's going to have so much information. There they are. The MIBR boys.
What a beautiful shot as well. I love it.
Gorgeous. And they'll be playing tomorrow in the semifinals against Na'Vi.
What a game that's going to be. I can't wait.
That's going to be phenomenal. 3-9. Faze need to change something.
It's very hard to say what it is, because you said it rightly. They are respecting the aggressiveness out of Astralis. They're waiting for them, and then when that happens, they run out of time, right? And
even if the aggression doesn't come out from Astralis, it's successful in the sense that it just slows Faze down, and that's why, you know, part of the reason why some of these rounds towards the later portion of this half have been running the clock down.
Suffocating is the word you use, and right now that's how it must feel right now if you're on the Faze side. You just, every move you take, they constrict you just a little bit more, you lose a little bit more air, and you're just running out of rope to play with here. I mean, we're in the 13th round now. They've won 9 in a row. What has worked for Faze? What is the thing that they can get back to? Those first 3 rounds winning the pistol, I mean, it's hard to celebrate now that you're in the end of the first half. They need a little bit more on the board. If they could get the next 3 here, that would make a big difference.
Even just 2 at this point, even just 1, something that's going to give you hope. But the fact that Magisk has been here every single time, and again, oh, that's a misspoke. That's not what you need in any. That's going to go in the blooper reel. There's that smoke again, and it almost feels like they have to go through it. 3 players here. If they wait till the end, that's going to be about 30 seconds when they throw their utility, and then again, not a lot of time. You have Glaive stepping up in front of these smokes as well to provide a stronger defense. Now they kind of slip away.
Both stacked on. If they push when they're on top of each other, that's not a good thing for Astralis. You really don't want to be grouped up right on top of each other. Again,
I don't like this defense for Astralis, Sanders. This is scary.
Yeah, this could definitely go badly. 20 seconds and they open up. Nico to get that clean kill on Magisk. He couldn't see anything at all. Glaive hiding. He's just playing the time. He wants them to go for the plant right in front, but it's on the other side of the box, and he's completely surrounded. Somehow he gets a kill. He cannot follow it up. That was a very close situation. The bomb is down, and it's a 2-on-3 with that great shot from Guardian once again stepping up. And now it's looking much, much better here for Faze. They need that 1 more round, as you said, and this seems like it's definitely going to be it. Sip and Dupree. I mean, some of them are low on the other side, but not enough, I think.
That might be the first time we've seen Astralis get disorganized and maybe a little confused on the defense in this half. Good adjustment from Zipnik, just can't do it. But Glaive rotating over, stepping in front of the smokes, and it felt like he actually called Magisk off the aggression and said, let's play back, let's play deeper into the bomb side. I think from now on, for the rest of this half, Magisk is probably talking to Glaive right now and saying, I've been doing a great job this whole game. They haven't been able to touch me. Let me play my game. Don't worry about me. Do something else. Because that was awkward. That one flashbang, as you can see, this defensive setup just crumbles. As soon as that player goes down, I mean, Glaive just has such a tough decision to make. Do you play for that? Do you let them progress? Do you give map control the bomb site over to Faze and just try and take out the planner with that low of time? But that's a big, big risk. It's a big ask. 4-9, Faze have their opportunity again. At a couple, they've got 1 more. They need to capitalize on it here.
I shudder to imagine what would have happened if they had gone for the default plan in that last round. If he could have stopped the bomb plant Glaive, then they had about 10 seconds to kill him and get the bomb down. It's definitely not easy. Round number 14 here. A bit of some missed grenades. Don't want to read too much into it.
Oh, look at Device turning from the flashbangs. Rain gets a lot of information. Oh, he could get caught. He just ducked. I think that duck actually saved Device. Oh, what a peek from Glaive. And Device is covered from above, and Faze know it. That kind of a peek without smoke, and they realize someone is watching this angle. Does Guardian want to go for the heads-up duel? They've got 2 flashbangs, valuable flashbangs. Kerrigan might just jump for it, but no, it's just going to be a dry peek. Device is going to win those all day. He was patient. And it's a 3-on-5. Astralis with a 2-man advantage.
How do you get back? Nico headshots definitely could be part of the answer. Would love to see a lot more out of him. Not that he's been playing a bad first half here at all, but his level, I mean, you said it really early on, in fact, maybe time to unleash some of these players on his team. Nico going to be going down. Megas once again with the defense over on this side. 35 seconds.
It's such a strong position, and Astralis are masters of it in these mid-round. When you start to have information and you start to put the, you know, the kind of puzzle together of where exactly your opponent is on the map, Astralis love to get a player aggressive in towards Palace. It's a relatively safe position for the defensive team to be in. What a shot from Dupree. Olaf, no time to flick down, and Kerrigan left in a 1 versus 4. He's going to try and take this away. The money is so strong that it really doesn't matter. He has to win. And just like that, Astralis slammed the door shut.
Yeah, strong message being sent here in the first half. Astralis absolutely showing up. We were questioning some of their games early on. They had to fight their way through the whole series, right? Like through Challenger
Legend Stage, yeah.
And some of those games looked a little bit questionable, but towards the end of it, you could see that machine starting to work, and it was getting a little bit scary. Who knows if it was going to be happening today at the same level? You know, it's been a big of a break, right, between the Legends and this, so could be hard to keep up that same momentum. Now, round number 15 here, Faze, very limited on the utility and the equipment as well. They need to do something to get that 5th round on the board, and maybe a rush, maybe just a quick entry into the bomb site would be enough. Device will take it, hiding in the corner. He's a little bit overwhelmed, and he's going to go down. That's a good refrag. Device is going to start to make his way back late somehow. On top of the smoke, finding the kill against Kerrigan. 4-on-3 now.
Planted, but Rain's got the AK and the bomb. He's the one who had to push up, can't provide cover. And now Guardian has to be aggressive. Coming through the smoke, he can get nothing done. And there's the final kill. 11-4 from Astralis. They lost the pistol. They went down 0-3. And then a 9-round run where Faze got nothing.
It's very rare to see this kind of a... I mean, Faze is such a hard team to break, but 9 in a row, you let in a single round and then you win all the rest. That is, yeah, 11-4. How do you come back from this if you're on the Faze side?
Last time we were in this arena for the ECS finals, it was an Astralis victory, and we had a horde of Danish fans taking off those Astralis jerseys and bum rushing the stage and going crazy.
Yes, indeed. I think some of them are here again.
Yeah, they all came back.
Yeah, Glaive.
Such a good time.
Glaive's brother, I think, was here last time, wasn't he? There was a lot of madness happening in the crowd. They need to win the pistol, Moses. There's no way around it.
They really do need the pistol.
We can't really sugarcoat it. We can't really sex it up in any way.
The tough part is this is their map pick as well. So we'll see if they've got it in them. Can Faze make this comeback happen? It all starts here. They have a kit and an aid on Kerrigan. Everyone else is armored up. There comes some utility, and Guardian gives away the angle. He's not going to have that information. Actually, they're going to have absolutely no information until Kerrigan encounters some, but the smoke is in his face. Glaive might want to go through this, but just spamming, just holding him back, and Rain has it all to do.
One of the really good pistol players in the game as well. And CT spawn, they're going to go for a really early plant. Absolutely no resistance here at the bomb site, and it's not really Rain's fault. If he had committed to that fight and he had gone down, they would get CT spawn control, and that's a very bad thing to have happen. Olafmeister sneaking in. Can he check the corner? Indeed he can. Instantly Device out of the round, and Olaf jumping for more. He's going to get taken down from Megis. That bomb has been sitting for a couple of seconds already as the pre goes down, and Faze again, a must-win round. They tap the bomb a single time, trying to lure somebody into this fight. Megis gets a headshot. They're just waiting in middle right now. Rain comes up with more. That bomb, 1 more second, is reloading in front. Oh no, they get it right at the end. Sip, they had 2 angles on that defuse, and they took turns. Quad kill for Megis in the pistol round, and it's not done yet, but that is almost as close as you can get.
That really is, and that is I can't believe they run out of bullets as well. Every Faze fan had to be so happy watching Magisk. Those bullets run low, just counting it until he could do no more. 2 there, and then of course, who else but Zipnix to pop up from A ramp and end Kerrigan's defuse. That was so close to a Faze win, almost a miraculous one. Both teams play retake on that A bomb site to start their defensive pistol round. Doesn't work for either of them. Good scout shot from Kerrigan right into the head, and if the Astralis want to continue with this, Nico's going to follow up with a deagle, and here we go with the rebuttal.
And this is the kind of Faze you want to see. More of this, and it has to be right now. A little bit of flank through the middle, Olofmeister on a mission or an adventure through T-spawn with the C-set 75. We see just the edge, and that's a double kill for Nico, taking down Glaive. Second one with the deagle. Now Astralis very low on manpower here. 2 on 4. That flank all the way up for the Palace now. They're going to get the bomb plant, but they can't really get off the bomb side. You don't want to be stuck on here once the bomb is down. You want a bit more of an open angle. Rain with 1 more. Surely not going to make it through this one. A huge return into the game here for Faze. That's going to make it 12-5. They can do so much with this one victory.
Yes, they really can. They have to capitalize, though. They failed to do it in the first half, so we'll see what they've got moving forward, but that is great. The headshot from Kerrigan to start things out. Astralis tries to catch him off guard with a fast contact play towards this A bomb site. I think Zipnix just barely got slowed down, and then, of course, Nico with the deagle is going to do some work. The nice thing, even if Nico gets no more kills, the beautiful thing about just a couple as they enter into the bomb site is you lose the ability as the attacking team to watch your flank. If Olaf was coming in, no matter how many people that they were able to, Astralis was able to eliminate at that A bomb site, Olaf coming from behind was surely going to surprise them and probably at least get one. But here we go. No investment from Astralis in this round. They'll be able to buy in the next. But you've got AKs, you've got rifles in the hands of Faze.
Being able to steal a couple of AK-47s, definitely a good chunk of money on their side.
Yeah, they're going to love that.
Those 2 UMPs, though, I mean, Astralis are going to be fully equipped for the next round, so that could be a slight advantage, although we've seen them be very effective in the past at SMG. 18th round. Comeback right now for Faze. It's absolutely possible. Their own version of the double-up setup here could also be incredibly interesting.
Yeah. It could be a lot of fun. But first they need to establish the money. Don't take losses in this round. They need to have a very clean victory here. Should be able to. Only Glocks on the Astralis side. No utility. Not really any element of danger, if I'm honest. It seems like Astralis more than willing to take this round slow. Perhaps kind of letting Faze feel the pressure, maybe, of the moment, of the scoreline. Talking about how exactly they want to handle the rest of this T side. Oh, good taps from Nico. Olaf going to start shutting things down on Catwalk, and it's going to be Kerrigan who's going to hear the footsteps, and he's going to get contact. Olaf spins. Should be pretty easy, though, from Kerrigan to deny this plant. Double kill for him to get on the board, and the bonus money, it's now 6-12. That's what Astralis needed exactly.
Let's see. Is it going to be fast-paced, just an explosive round coming out here the Danish side, or are they going to gamble for the more sort of mid-control style play that we saw out of Faze a couple of rounds where they tried to get that mid-control, and Astralis were very good at denying it, but it is kind of at least one of the core strategies on this particular map. Sip, thinking about it, he changed his mind in the last second.
Limited flashbangs for the Astralis side. They've only got 2 at the moment. Could be worrying moving forward. Do you imagine they're going to do some kind of aggressive? This is their bread and butter. They love sending Magisk into this position. One pop flash over to help him out, but at least now just waiting to see if someone is going to get aggressive. Kerrigan knows that Molotov placement. They're well studied, well versed on Astralis on this map. The nade and Molotov forces Magisk, and there goes the danger. Timing for Guardian almost works, but it's Nico who's punished. Dupree from underpass, and Olaf's going to try his luck next. This is dangerous. The whole round could hinge on what Olaf gets. He's going to find a kill. Not retreating quite yet, staying up on Catwalk, and then he makes sure he's secure before falling back, and that is a great equalizer.
He's back into it again. The risk is at an all-time high right now for Olofmeister. He's in between the 2 of them. He still picks up the kill, turning back to the middle and almost gets the triple. Dupree down to 19 health. That's such an incredible round out of Olofmeister. He was exposed from at least 2 different angles, walking in to get that double. Not easy at all. 3 on 3, and they're going to rush down on Kerrigan. He's got that UMP in hand. Last time he could handle it, but it was Glocks, no armor. This time, they've got a lot more firepower and Sip, and they have to check the whole bomb site. They might wrap around it. Bit of a grenade as the UMP comes through. Carrigan going to be taking up that kill from 30 seconds, and he finishes it. That is really well done. Now, only 30 seconds here, but the 19 health on the free should be possible. And what a read. Perfectly timed. Carrigan against his former troops. He gets a triple.
You want to talk about a round that very easily could have gone the other way. The play Olaf makes on Catwalk, he could have gotten killed so many times looking the wrong direction. He had to check behind him in 180 degrees, just back and forth, making sure he's safe. And Kerrigan as well just kind of flips the coin and he says, if someone's on Catwalk, I'm dead. But if there's not, then I have a chance here to get this double kill. It's exactly what he does to secure the bomb site. They keep the orb alive in Guardian's hands. And Faze with a real good shot at this comeback now. 7-12, but it's back to pistols. And Anders, we got the dualies, baby.
I know you love it, Moses. It hasn't been working all major long, but if ever there was a time to make it work, I bet
Glaive can do it.
It would be now, right?
Glaive's my boy. He's heard me. He's not going to fail me.
Well, I look forward to it. If they work this round, Moses, we'll call it a clean even, right?
Call it even, yeah.
The full redemption. Round number 20. Faze. I can't imagine the stress that they were under in that first half, but somehow they kept their cool, and now winning after losing the pistol round, winning the second round, and then coming right back into the game. This is an incredibly open game right now. It's going to be hard for Astralis to close this one out. There we are, taking down all of my stuff. Oh, looking for more. He's actually almost done it. Nico down on 15 health. Nice headshot, making this one expensive, which does matter in the end. I don't think they can win the round, though. It's very hard to pull on this 2-on-3.
Nico's got to give up the angle. That's the dangerous part of this defense now, is he's got to back away because his HP is so low. So there's some information Dupree can actually stay alive. He hears these footsteps, obviously, but he's got to be so cautious. If he goes down, there's no chance for Guardian and Kerrigan to work together. Dupree looking for him, knows he's low, knows the dink came out. That's been communicated. It's Guardian who's going to have to step up with his op, and even he's giving up the angle, so they're going to actually concede the plant. Kerrigan might be able to peek from Catwalk. Here it comes. He's going to stop it. No, he's not. It is going to go down, but nice one shot from Dupree.
Surely there should be no way. He hasn't even reloaded yet. He's so worried about that peek. And they're going to be on the bomb very soon here. A bit of a grenade, the smoke up in front, and yeah, 10-second defuse. Really long range. Man, that is a Hail Mary. He's getting a chance for a reload even. He just can't find the angle. He's no idea where it's planted. Nico will take him down. It's a good idea, but
I was getting flashbacks. We've seen Dupree know that angle before. The Brazilians sitting in the crowd right now know what I mean from that, but Dupree not able to make it work this time, but close with that 10-second defuse. And you're right. I mean, look at the money that's being that's going to come out here for the Faze side. It's not ideal for this defense. Starting to run down. They'll have another buy behind it, but the double op is out. You said it would be interesting. Olaf's got one, Guardian's got the other, and they need it to be a real big success. They need it to be lockdown double ops.
We'll find out right about now. Nico going to put in that grenade a bit late, actually, and it does do a tiny bit of damage to Glaive. Astralis avoiding most of that. And Glaive alone here. There's a guy coming up underpass as well, I think Dupree, but right now, not a big fight out of Faze to get this mid control at all. Just going to slow it down as much as they can. But what do Astralis do when they have the map control? Looks like an A crunch right now.
There is a universe where giving over full map control to Danish teams is the absolute worst nightmare scenario. Let's see what Astralis has in store. Dupree peering in towards window, and this is, look at this difference. Magus being the aggressor with a minute left in the round, so if anyone was playing the angle that he had in that first half, they'd be forced back. So, oh, Nico gets baited into it, trying to do too much of a play, sees the smoke, wanted the timing, maybe wanted the catch device snoozing, and a little bit late on reactions, but he gets punished, and that makes this A bomb site even weaker. A boost into the window. Wow. This is so deadly. Faze about to be punished.
They bait him in, make the opening, then exploit the opening to actually get that window control. This is brutal out of Astralis. Carrigan will take down Dupree, and hiding in the corner is Rain. If he can pick up one kill and buy a little bit of time, that would be huge. But the spray is not. And he almost goes down. The result Guardian now covering his teammate, and this is actually working out. 25 seconds, and Astralis running full time as well. Carrigan dropping Glaive, and this is looking so good right now. 2-on-4. They do get the kill, but it is just not possible. The bomb is far away, and Guardian can close out the round. Both the orbs stay alive, and Faze now picking up a 9th round.
They're coming into it. They're building back into this game. Faze, that is so well done. Kerrigan, another round where he is the savior. Taking out Dupree in the window room allows rotations to come in, gives them so much map freedom. If Dupree's able to chill, Kerrigan is neutralized. He can't do anything to help his teammates, but this is just great all across the board. And you could see the main attack for Astralis coming in on the A bomb site. Players in position in window room, in middle on catwalk to be able to punish the rotations that are coming from the other side of the map. And Faze, Olaf, and Kerrigan handle them both perfectly. Timeout for Astralis as they have witnessed their lead collapse. Successful pissed around and then 5 straight for Faze. And this is kind of, you know, even when Faze was at their best, this is what we saw. Sometimes sketchy T-halves, sometimes it didn't look all that great, but the CT sides were just so strong due to the skill.
You see the individual performance out of some of these players. I mean, very hard to shut them down. All of them incredibly good in their field. 12-9 now. Leave an M4 in the spawn. Nico, can you go pick it up anytime? A little bit of confusion.
Not a mistake you want to be making at the moment in the midst of a comeback. I don't think it's going to get punished at all. Everyone towards the C bomb site. Here's that play with Magisk. We know Kerrigan knows all about this play. His Molotov, I believe, got extinguished though, so he's got to be careful. Here's the pop flash. Magisk. It's all on him. The entry. Nico's there to shut him down. They're waiting for it. Twice now that exact play has been swatted aside by Faze, and Astralis have used everything. They have to go forward. They have no ability to fall back and find success.
Low ground, but as you said, he's going to follow up with a great double kill. Just leaves Dupree. He could do some damage here, but not win the round. It's just not possible with everyone from Faze here. All of them has to take him down 12-10, and Faze are definitely back in this game.
That is a round, that is a strategy that we saw Astralis bring out time and time again at Stockholm, and they brought it out specifically when they needed to win a round, and they've done it twice now in this game, and Faze has neutralized it both times. That has got to be a worrying sign if you're Astralis, saying, wow, that works always. What do we go to now?
And I mean, you can prepare before a game, but coming up with something creative in the middle of a match is almost impossible, right? So maybe they have something deeper planned, but it's going to be right now. Device will take down Guardian. That is a good kill and a big risk for Guardian to be peeking in that manner into the middle, and they're going to follow up pure aggression, just rushing right into the picture. And even maybe saw that coming, but it's just enough. Again, Kerrigan saving them. Will eventually go down, but he is just doing so much. He's got 21 kills.
Rain has a decision to make. He either needs to get aggressive or he needs to fall back, and he's going to push forward. He's hearing the footsteps of Zipnix, which means Olaf can back away. This would be a great pick to have. Zipnix is very aware as he retreats, but the timing might just be with Rain. He can't win it initially, but he does find it. Crucial battle. And Olaf is the one who's going to be under pressure from so many different angles. They have no idea that Device has gotten here. He can ruin everything for Faze.
Yeah, he can. Magisk not afraid to run back in. He's no idea that Rain is repositioned up into the palace, and once again, Rain could simply win this round from pure positional play. He's down to 31. Oh, the timing there is just so good, and that leaves Rain alone. He's going to get the instantaneous headshot, taking down Device, but the bomb is on the other side, and Magisk is running for it. Oh man, these 1v1s can be almost a coin flip. Very, very brutal, and Rain, he seems to have the right idea. He's picked up the AK-47. He is setting this one up in his mind. He's got the double, one more headshot here for the triple. He's walking in. He's got the right idea. Magisk down to the low ground. He's got no clue at all. Going to be putting down the bomb, and Rain, he takes the long way around. That's going to complete the bomb. Magisk falling backwards. There it is. Mid-air, Rain takes him down and saves Faze for round number 11. World-class play here out of the Norwegian player.
The tide is turning, and it is a gamble. Magisk in that situation, you got to call the bluff one way or the other. He goes to the B bomb site, and it's a complete guess for both players. Where's it coming? But what a play. Rain making all the right decisions. And they somehow survive. Device slipping behind all the defenses. That is beautiful. 11-12 now, and that Faze says it all. Astralis fans starting to get nervous. Another timeout, one remaining. Faze have brought themselves back from the brink.
Should be getting nervous, Moses. You should be getting excited now. This is the kind of game we wanted on the big stage. Astralis versus Faze, delivering in map number 1, and it looked like it was going to be a complete landslide. Astralis winning 9 rounds in a row in that first half. It looked like they were about to crush Faze, but they just never broke.
Faze somehow, I mean, yeah, that's the point. They bent a lot, but they didn't break. They looked lost in that first half, but now they're starting to feel invigorated. This has been a great comeback, 7 rounds straight after losing the pistol as well. That is the one that felt like it should have just destroyed all hope. But here we are, double op setup still going strong. And you have to say as well, Faze have survived a number of rounds where they've actually lost the opening pick. Olaf getting creative to smoke. He's trying to step in front of it, trying to find the edge, and that's risky in and of itself. Gambling that Astralis isn't going to take the angle quite yet. There's the flashbang. He just eats it full force and takes a timing shot. But Astralis, they're starting to get very, very cheeky across this map. They're gambling that Faze isn't watching the smokes, and they're right.
They're getting all the map control they could possibly want. They did last round as well, but that wasn't enough. So normally to get Glaze window so early on and the headshots to follow up, what a power play coming out. Once again, Astralis off to a good start here in the round, but we've seen it before, and now they actually need to follow it through.
And there's 2 defenders behind the ticket booth. There's 2 defenders at the A bomb site who are out of the action. This is going to be so tough. Again, another decision for Rain to make is do you try and get in and actually hold this? But with connector control, with mid control for Astralis, it's almost too risky. So much space being given up, and surely Faze can't come back into this one. They've given way too many advantages over to Astralis.
Yeah, but they don't have any smokes either on the Danish side. That's a bit scary. Device gets a kill, but the pre goes down in return. And once again, it's Rain picking in the kill for Faze. A flashbang just to force out that shot with the AWP. 38 seconds here, and Faze, the last player starting to this way. To be here, the bomb not going to be interrupted this time. And holding that murder hole is Glaive. If Olaf tries to go through, he should lose that fight 9 out of 10 times. Rain sneaking in through the side. He needs the opening, but he's not going to get it. Megis will take him down, and Astralis just fighting to get that 13th round on the board, and it feels like they've done it now. The double up has to retreat. They simply don't have, they can't really afford to throw these rifles away, and time running out here. Guardian going to pick up a kill, but they've already committed to just holding it. Olaf Meister turning his back, and that's scary all on its own, isn't it?
That scared me. Oh, nice round from Astralis. Now, here's, you mentioned it's difficult sometimes to come up with solutions on the flies. Astralis have just done it in these past few rounds. The opening pick in the previous, with Dupree able to charge all the way into connector. This time it's Glaive who's just saying, all right, if you guys aren't actually going to challenge mid outside of an open window, which is smoked, I'm just going to push all the way down. I'm going to get so much map control, and Faze can't let that happen. They cannot give position in this window room open. 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock, and he's already there. That affords so much information. They've been bailed out a couple of times by great impactful plays from Kerrigan. This time it doesn't happen, and they get forced away. So the question becomes, it looks like they want to do mid-aggression right off the back. Nico going to push up. Rain going to be supporting. Guardian as well coming in towards connector. There's only going to be one player here from Astralis. They've read what's coming. One step ahead still.
Oh, Megis couldn't see a thing, and Olaf on the other side with the AWP. But he's somehow stuck a little bit. That's so dangerous. He still picks up the kill. How can that happen? He does go down. An incredible shot from Olaf Meister. He was definitely confused in that moment. Now all the grenades are down. They've got their own little smoke box going on here at the B bomb site. Glaive on one side, Rain on the other. Who's going to pull the trigger first? One shot here, and it's going to be Glaive underneath. Can't reload. He gets the one, and almost a follow-up. Now it's a 2-on-3, and that bomb is freshly planted. They have some time here to work with. Device going to be taking down Kerrigan, and once again, this rifle on Guardian is so important. They're running out of money, and they're running out of rounds. Astralis now a 14th on the board, and that strategy is another one that they've been using a lot.
Yeah, they went right back to it. They've tried it twice, and it got neutralized, but this time it's a brilliant call from Astralis, from Glaive, I would imagine, who says, all right, we punished them 2 rounds in mid. They're going to have to stop the pressure we're putting on there. And in the typical mid-aggression, there's only one defender at that B bomb site. Let's do it again. They're not going to have the Molotov. They're not going to have the nade to put down in Magic's position. He'll be able to get in. And even though he dies, no recovery chance for Olaf. No one to give him that extra second to survive. And Astralis has also broken the money to a degree. There's going to be none left after this, but Faze is really scrapping something together. They still have the AWPs. Olaf with one, Guardian with the other. It's 2 SMGs are the worrying point, and no kits for Faze at 11-14. Can they hold themselves out of the pit one more time?
They had a 7-round streak in the second half to get to 11 rounds, so yes. they had to pull a lot together to make that even work. And it might have been all for nothing if they can't complete this round. I mean, Astralis might just get to the finish line at the end here.
Both defenses have been the dominant sides for these teams. The one difference is Astralis was able to string 2 rounds together. Faze could never do that. Faze could never grind the economy down and then capitalize on a lack of money. Astralis have that chance now. And here we go, round number 26. If Faze can't win this, they'll have absolutely nothing really to fight with in the next round. And on top of that, they'll want to save. I mean, even if Astralis just gets into a bomb site in an advantaged position, it might just force Faze to fight for overtime.
Not a choice you want to have to make here in the first map. Meister close once again. Last time he almost did. He missed Mega's fire. And this time that won't happen. He's going to take him down. Astralis revisiting this exact same strategy. The smokes are going to force Olaf back, and that's a bit scary because that leaves Karrigan alone on the bomb side with an MP9, but Astralis have slowed it down much more than they normally would, and they're actually falling back from it, so this is strange.
That's given all the chance in the world for Guardian and Olaf to get in front of the smokes, and there goes Dupree. And Astralis used everything for that hit. They have to go back towards the A site. Now it's just Faze needs to be cautious. You have all the advantages in the world. Just be so careful on your rotations. Everyone was evacuated. Everyone had rotated to the B bomb site to defend. So now you're not sure how much ground Astralis could have gained in the meantime. This is where those double ops need to shine. Olaf's in a great position. Guardian not really doing a whole lot with his. He's kind of stuck over towards Market, but Olaf is the one who can peer towards Connector if they try and make it up. Boost. What a counter boost. What a pick for Device. And now Rain is all alone.
It's incredibly intelligent being brought up from Astralis. They just had no chance to counter that. Olaf Meister not seeing Nico in the middle, and he's going to win the fight against the bomb carrier as well. That's not bad. Device, that's what he had to hit. The follow-up will connect. They have a chance. They can actually bring this back. 3-on-4, but now it's a 2-on-3. And Rain ready with the UMP. That bomb, not quite there yet. 22 seconds, and the walk-in from Karrigan on Catwalk again. How can they stop that? There is no smoke and Connector at the moment. They've got every chance of stopping this bomb from going down, but they haven't been able to yet, so at least the bomb plant. Grenade probably going to do some damage there. A lot of damage to Rain, in fact, and they're going to fall back immediately. If there's a straight defuse here, they win the round. Face, and Glaive, thinks better of it. Device has a Molotov as well. Oh, this could be a heartbreaking end for it for Faze. If they try and defuse inside that fire, good utility usage there, but Glaive is in front of it, and nobody defusing the bomb yet. Right down to the last second. Glaive with the sniper taking down Rain, and Device will go down in the middle. What a great defense. Guardian shutting down Glaive, and Faze win an absolutely critical round. It just is so close every single time.
What a crazy retake. I thought they were in a lot of trouble when that smoke disappeared. The entire length of it on the bomb just doesn't pan out. 14-12 for Astralis. Incredible they're able to come back into it. This is what makes it them so difficult to beat. Ooh, that's just a blind shot. What a dick. 14-12 now. This is Astralis, just their ability to get back into that round with a creative boost in middle to find that pick towards Catwalk. It's almost like they could sense exactly where the danger is going to come from. That gives them the smallest of openings, and obviously those SMGs as well really prevented Faze players from being as aggressive as they would have liked. Here we go. Again, light on money for some of these teams. Very, very fast up Catwalk. Blocked off by a smoke for the moment, but it looks like Olaf is going to get tested one more time. This time, he's watching for it.
Doesn't touch him, but Glaive still somehow wins the fight. That flashbang lands behind Olaf now. Karrigan here again, the MP9. Every angle, and he just cannot get that kill. Megas will take him down. 3-on-5, and again, Faze, if they end up fighting for overtime, they kind of need the money for it. They can't just afford to throw these rifles away, and that's what's going to force their hand. But look at this. This is going to be a dagger in the back, isn't it? Dupree waiting on that A-bomb site. He read this coming. He knew they were going to try and save the rifles, and he's got them locked into CT spawn now. If he gets even one kill, that could shift the whole game again. Dupree, oh, he might get shot. Rain, good save. That's so important. All of these rifles really matter right now.
Dupree could have just won the map right there. Nicely done from Rain, and also picks up a smoke that he can use to try and prevent anyone from Astralis from really chasing him. Not too encouraged to chase. They don't have a lot of money themselves, so I mean, they can't give up everywhere to go. They themselves don't want to be on the back foot. So hopefully get lucky. Nothing's going to happen, but 3 map points for Astralis in this opening battle of the quarterfinals.
Man, it changes the game so much. They would have been fighting what? Deagles in this round, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe some CSET 75s instead. Double AK and that AWP on Guardian, not to be underestimated at all. 15-12. One more round for Astralis, or the 3-round comeback into overtime here for Faze. It could definitely happen. As you said, Astralis don't have a lot of money. If they run out, I mean, that might just be overtime.
That's what Faze fans are hoping to see in this round. Guardian. He has the op. Can he roll back the years? And what exactly is the call? If you're Faze, how do you play this? You're starting to get a little bit outplayed. You've been outcalled tactically a couple of times down the stretch here. That B bomb site has been heavily pressured by Astralis, and the question that Faze has to figure out, are they just setting up for some kind of an attack at the A bomb site, or is that just going to be their bread and butter to take this map away from Faze?
It's definitely not easy to read. Quick jump down the middle. Nico's tried this before. Last time he didn't make it work. This time he's got the AK. God, the first bullet accuracy, just a destroying glaive. And then the follow-up grenade to actually make sure he could get back to safety. What a smooth round out of Nico so far.
Yeah, but this is great from Kerrigan. They're going to get aggressive as well. Now he has a lot of information. He can actually force Olaf away. Tell Olaf to rotate either towards Catwalk to watch that. Olaf can play passive at the back of the site with that scout. And now Astralis is going exactly where Faze wants them. Over Nico towards one of the best players, but you talked about the first bullet accuracy was great coming up mid. This time in a passive angle, it misses its mark.
Yes, it does. Two people in CT spawn once again, but the grenades, this time they've got a couple more on Astralis. Guardian with one important kill. The bomb going down again. The double kill from Guardian. We saw the sign, and this is why we love him. 2-on-4 now. They've got a big chance right now on the Faze side. Maybe they can bring this into overtime. No! Oh my God! Meister taking down Device. No scope from that scout. Dropping him, and now it's over 3. 1 versus 4. Quick double. Oh my God! And he wants to continue. Just needs a little bit more. No chance for a reload. Now they almost line up, and he's got another one. It's going to be true. Finally, he's down. The raid boss falls, and Olaf Meister going to bring it to round number 13. What is this game? 28 kills for Dupree, nearly aced his way to win map number 1.
That's an unbelievable sequence out of Dupree. And he's done his job, even in a loss, taking money away. Again, the economy plays such an important role, but these shots, this performance, finding all the 1v1s, knows exactly where that next player is coming. This was unbelievable. Certainly you don't think that's going to be topped. And then Dupree goes to work. And Faze has to breathe a sigh of relief. A timeout from Astralis. They're using all of them in regulation. They'll have nothing for overtime. They want to end this now. But they have a little bit of money to play with. 3 players can buy. They've got a decision to make. I guess with a round like that from Dupree, everyone starts to believe a little bit more. 3 AKs bought up from Astralis, which means they want both of these chances. They do not want to sit around out. They want 2 chances to win in regulation, and here we are. 3 AKs, CZ, and a Deagle.
And if it goes into overtime, the equation changes again. It is just such a different game. They've all been here before, but on this stage with the stakes so high, who knows what can happen. Round number 29 now. Astralis, they've been having some good openings in some of these rounds. I feel like that's a strength that maybe Faze were having a little bit of a harder time finding openings, and they were a little bit late in the rounds to execute. So we'll see what the Danes could do here. Mega's going to be running through. He's tried this a couple of times. Guardian shutting down Glaive, and now he's feeling very uncomfortable.
This is a fake. They set this up. They've had success with it a couple times. They failed a couple times. But it's that standard go-to play, and they're not falling for it. Olaf and Guardian with the ops at long range are taking everyone down. 3 kills between them. I think Astralis coming up rampant, even though Nico falls. He's done decent damage, and they know exactly what's coming. The op holding the line, the Molotov, the Flame's going to force him off, and Dupree is such a tough job to do. You have to help your teammate with the bomb get into the site, but you also have to hold off the rotations. The bomb will get planted, and a chance for Astralis.
See if Dupree and Device can do this. An absolutely lethal combination of players. Grenade, actually, that's not bad. Softening up Dupree a little bit, but Device is going to be tested for real this time, and Guardian will take him down. Not even a chance for a reply. Dupree, 1-on-4 last time, 1-on-3 this time with the AK-47, and he's going to get shot down. Not even close. Guardian with a triple kill. He has really come alive towards the end of this second half here. 15-14 now. It's getting dangerously close. They got the bomb planted, and with that, they can buy 1 AK, and that's pretty much it. The rest, Galil, CC's, Deagle, whatever they want, but...
No, but this is the kind of round that can get very, very weird, and you can see Astralis calling that kind of a fake with that round. Getting to the end of the playbook, perhaps. Great shots from Guardian, you're exactly right. 5 kills from him in the last 2 rounds that have been so close. The last 3, actually 4 rounds that Faze have won have all been diffuses. Astralis has had success. They've gotten into the bomb sites. And Faze somehow has barely hung on this whole time. clawing their way back. 14-15, a chance to force OT. Guardian gonna get aggressive. No op for him this round.
Oh, failed smoke over a catwalk for Astralis. That's a bit unusual. I think Olafmeister has a pretty clear view of what's going on. He's landed on top of the roof. There's a bit of a foot showing as Rain started to feel a slight bit. A chance there, couldn't make it work. Sip down to 54.
They've changed things though, Faze. Guardian's playing a top connector with an M4. Nico's been there a lot of the time, so Guardians have got no information of how they've been playing this. It's going to be a free kill. No eyes on the window. And Dupree, again, the assassin. He can find so many entries. Nico's got to shut him down. This can't happen. A third not going to follow up in Rain. He's surrounded from every angle, and this could be the end.
One AK-47. He's completely trapped there. He gets one more kill. Constantly turning for the next one to come through. Meg is taking down Rain. And now it's a 3-on-3. What a round here, number 30, and it's just all action all the way through. Olafmeister checking middle, but Device is taking out Kerrigan. They're right on the edge phase. They just need a couple of more kills, but now it's all on Olaf. 1-3, the smoke in front, and 16-14. Astralis pick up map number 1. They almost did the comeback. Such an incredible effort out of Faze, and they just needed a couple of more kills. They couldn't do it. And that was their map pick as well, Moses.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking, but you have to be happy about the recovery at the very least. Maybe that's what you focus on between maps. Either way, Dupree, 31 kills. What a monster. Even in rounds they lose, he does so much work. Astralis with a blistering open half. And even though Faze, they come so close, they fall just short. We're going to head to a break. We're going to get the desk in the conclusion of this series when we return.
to the B-side. down to the baseline. Let's roll.
The rain.
Yeah, this is triple aggression, isn't it? Just pushing down alone. USB in hand. This guy gets one good headshot. He wants more. And that's so scary. Getting greedy in that moment could throw the whole round away. He's down to 4 health, but still, that's a great peak and a great win for Faze early on.
It does. I mean, Astralis, when that kill comes in, they have a decision. Do they want to keep going forward? Do they want to force themselves into the bomb site? The problem is they realize that Faze has all the information. No one at the B bomb site. They can rotate. They can cheat. And now they know they have to force back any player in Banana. So here they come, Olaf with a chance, and he goes back for it, slaps Flame aside, and it looks like Magisk and Zipnix at least want to apply a little bit of pressure, but why would you go off at Olaf Meister after that?
Yeah, we need to forward that one to the ethics committee, Moses. That has to be a violation of some sort. 3 versus 5 now, 45 seconds, and Astralis must be just a slight bit stunned in this round. What is happening? Why are we being shot by people we can hardly even see? 35 seconds, and they do put in a bit of a smoke, but I mean, whatever plan they had, they're going to have to improvise right now because they've run out of players. Might be trying to see if they could crunch the B bomb site through CT spawn. They run through their own smoke, and they're going to be running right into CT spawn, but still 20 seconds, and Olaf, he's got his eye trained on that. He's so ready for it. Long range fight there. Going to be won by Sip, and Rain is low from that early fight in the middle with 4 health left. Very unlikely he can stay alive for much longer. One will go down, and it might actually be a 3-on-3. Somehow Astralis have come back into this round. It shouldn't have been possible, and yet here they are. The Guardian creeping up Banana. He's got a teammate with him behind him. Nico going to be coming into it. The bomb only just planted. The kid is on Kerrigan, and he's alone in CT spawn. If he dies with the kid out there, that could be the round done almost immediately. So let's see what they do. Dupree, a little bit of damage out. Sip is hearing it. Kerrigan now on the site with the kit, so can they crunch them in? Matt is hiding in dark. It's going to be down to the last second. They get a couple of great kills, and the bomb ticking away. 10-second defuse, not going to be good enough. They recommit with the kit, and Dupree, one shot will do it, but that's not going to happen. Nico saving the round, and Faze getting the defuse. My God.
But what a desperate situation. It didn't have to be that difficult. Again, Faze, a lot of control is given up. Yes, great utility from Astralis to get towards CT spawn, but it felt like Faze inside of this B bomb site. Olaf maybe forgetting how much time is on the clock, forgetting that time was his ally, going for that long range fight. You did not have to do that, but still a beautiful retake. A little bit of a shuffle on the defuse. You can see Dupree just trying to get the angle on the bomb to prevent it from coming out. But with the plant, Astralis going to save. No armor, no utility, just some upgraded pistols, and they'll have the AKs out around early.
Big victory for Faze on a map that they're a little bit untested on. Picking up pistol rounds going to make a big difference. It did seem like they had it locked down, right? They even saw the split through middle coming, like they knew that was happening. So should have maybe been a slight bit cleaner, but they'll take it anyway.
Great call by Faze, though, when the B bomb site was eventually getting split, immediately pushing or calling for that 2 push down mid. Olaf and Kerrigan should be able to handle this with ease. Olaf has already spotted his shoulder. He knows exactly what's coming. They might spam that smoke after the trajectory of the nade, but not quite yet. No armor, nothing really to use. Another smoke going to come in to delay. Maybe a run boost.
Yeah, we'd love that, wouldn't we? Just flying over the smoke. They're waiting very patiently on the other side, trying to do a bit of damage to Olaf Meister. He's not going to be happy about it, but at the same time, they should be able to hold their ground on this bomb site. Perfect timing on that Molotov, the smoke.
At this point, Faze have to know they're just waiting bunched up outside this B bomb site. 2 smokes, Molotov, there's no action, no noise on the other side of the map. They have to know what's coming. It's all about the timing. Very little weaponry for Astralis, and there's the peak, and there's the slaughter. We all coming for a while, it was just a matter of time. But Astralis don't really care. They get the rifles in this round. They're going to have some utility, and now they get to really attack and sink their teeth into this Faze defense.
Good amount of Molotovs being picked up here again. That is kind of the lifeblood of playing CT side on Inferno. We saw it a little bit in that round, sort of keeping the constant wall of smokes or Molotovs or whatever it may be up in front of that B bomb site. Such a big difference. And they're going to put 3 people in B bomb site. Probably one of them is going to fall back pretty early on, but it does allow for an extra set of grenades to be, again, just guarding that part of the map.
Above the flames, Glaive, it's going to get a double kill. The Molotov helps him out, but more utility spended, but it's not worth it for Faze. A man down, and so many nades have been used just to prevent any more damage from coming out of Banana. This is a disaster. A 4-on-3. Kerrigan's got to hold the fort, and God, Faze just turned the corner right into fire.
That was almost a flashback to what, the Legend stage when when MIBR sort of ran back into the flames, I believe, on this map. Something very similar. And
Banana can be just such an awkward place to have fights with all the utility that's just sunk into that portion of the map very early on. It can get so weird.
What a fight! What a favor they just gave to Glaive there. He wasn't flashed either. I mean, the guy behind them, Guardian, he was setting that up. Or Kerrigan, I believe, he was setting that flashbang up, right? Didn't really seem to do all that much. Should be interesting to see the replay just of that. 45 seconds, and we'll see what they could do here, Astralis. That double pit play is pretty strong.
I think Astralis at the moment just kind of hitting the pause button. You could have taken advantage of the fact that maybe there's only one player at the B bomb site, but at the same time, you might just run into a stack. Maybe they rotated someone very quickly. So hitting the brakes and seeing if there's going to be any reaction from Faze. A lot of faith in Kerrigan to be able to hold this B bomb site, which you almost feel would be pretty much impossible if they did attack him. But this double pit, smoke and lane, can be so effective.
And not passable. Nico down on the low ground, instantly shut down, and Guardian, he wanted to swap out for that AK-47. It's not going to happen. Device will open up the bomb site, and no chance for Kerrigan to get back into this one. Maybe he could collect the rifle somewhere, but yeah, he's going to pick up the AK and run back into it.
That's so sick from Device. I mean, he's just kind of abandoning his teammates. He's trusting not only his teammates, but his two players to be able to handle one guy in pit. He's just waiting for the swing, because if he gets traded off, even if they go 2 for 1 there and that pit player behind the wall is still alive, it's very, very difficult for Astralis to get into the bomb site and get that plant down. Device had one job and he executed it perfectly. It's going to be 2-1.
Yeah, and because of that early buy, it really is not a good fun time for Faze, right? They don't get to build the same kind of confidence early on. 2-1, and they save one AK-47 there on the Faze side, so just the pressure is going to be just continuing from that first map. It never ends in this game. They have enough to buy. They can Kerrigan to drop an M4 for somebody. They should be able to spread out the money on the rest.
You do have to be a little bit curious. I mean, with the way that the CT sides worked, yeah, you have to know that Molotov's going to come out. I think maybe what happened is FaZe didn't expect the Molotovs because of the early buy. They thought perhaps it was going to come out later, like they wouldn't be fighting in the flames in that fashion, but obviously a little bit fooled, miscounting the cash. How many rounds does FaZe need, though? That becomes the question. With how defensive-sided Mirage was, you have to have a very strong team here if you're going to feel confident.
Oh, big chance there for a kill. He actually tagged Device, who was behind him. He shot through the legs of Magus to hit that shot. I can't even believe it. Following up, and Magus gets taken down. Great investment. By the way, that was the cash that Kerrigan had that was thrown into buying that AWP, so big news there.
Magisk had no idea that Guardian was going to stick around to that car, come back to it as well. He's caught completely off guard, and that has got to be frustrating. You like to see that kind of initiative out of Guardian early on into this game. They're going to need his AWP time and time again. He'll have to answer the call. 2 players inside the site. Kerrigan over at small pit watching. Wrap side means Astralis does not have to worry about pit. 3 players to lead the way. Device coming up.
Getting very close to the side. There's plenty of time on the clock, and that's a fight that maybe they could have won. Looked like Nico was a bit slow, but he hits the headshot, and Kerrigan will take down Glaive, and whatever plan Astralis had, it's probably not going to work out now. 2-on-5. Jumping up into Graveyard here. Bit of an opening. Good up Rain. Not a bad shot at all with and Device now just doing damage. It's not bad, but it's nowhere near good enough here. 3 men survive on the Faze side. They're going to be thrilled about this. That's a really, really good round to be winning there, and that actually puts Astralis out of money as well.
They can still force buy if they want, though I think they'll be missing an AK-47, and if they want to go that deep, they might be missing some utility as well. So I think this is a round where you kind of invest a very small portion of the cash and kind of do a half buy and see if you can limit the money of FaZe as you move forward. But they're going to take a timeout. Wanting to talk things over, we saw this on Mirage as well, using... there were, 4 timeouts using that for those first 8 rounds from both of the teams. Each team using 1 or 2.
And they are going to actually force into this round. I'm a little bit shocked.
I am too. They didn't seem to have the money necessary to kind of make the call, but I mean, obviously this is a team, Astralis, who is going to be well versed, have a plan for every kind of circumstance. Even with the UMPs, you have the utility to be able to get those into the action, and we know how aggressive CZs can be in terms of attacking locations on the map and in terms of turning corners as well.
Think of the implications, at least for maybe the first, I don't know, 2/3 of this map. Yeah. If they lose this round, FaZe jump up to, what, 5 rounds or so?
If they're able to win a pretty clean round,
yeah,
right?
That could be really scary. 3 C-75s, a couple of UMPs. Is it going to be enough? It just doesn't seem likely. You never know.
They might do a pop flash up and try and chase Guardian down. Actually, as I say that, they kind of slow down the pace, pushing up alt mid. But with Glaive coming towards top ramp all on his own, that idea kind of disappears. Olaf and Kerrigan to watch B, and all 5 players of Astralis and in alt mid, looking to set up some nades, looking to take control of these halls. Nico in Graveyard, and it looks like Rain is going to play in pit.
See if they're going to try and smoke it off. Smoke on the balcony to try and make the entrance. Double wall there down towards the pit. Trying to make that one irrelevant. But it's Rain. Not easy to put him out of a round. He's got that first hit. He's just hiding and waiting. For a great triple spray down. Just going to continue into the quad. And now Magisk. He was going to be the late lurker coming out of Boiler. The grenade does catch Rain at the end. It seems unfair. He was doing such a good job. Magisk, at least he gets to put some damage. 1 versus 5. He cannot follow that kill up. Nico gonna win it, and they survive. That's 1-4. So it was a bit scary there for a minute.
No, but what a hold from Rain, just being patient, waiting for them to kind of turn that corner and swing on him and take a wide fight. He knows he's playing their game if he's the one to swing. A great angle. All of Astralis falls. They had the pathway, they had the wall to be safe in chasing him down, but just weren't comfortable doing it. Nico in Graveyard as well with the Molotov in towards lane. So not that Astralis really gains out of that round. Minimal damage to the economy of Faze, but it does give you some kind of an idea of one of the defenses that Faze is going to be bringing out to this game. So every little bit counts at this point, and Guardian still with the AWP in his hands. And a fall back. Late nade does a little bit of chip damage. And again, just Glock, so Astralis saving all the money they have.
Yeah, they kind of have to now. They've led themselves down a path where it could get really rough on the utility for a while now. And Faze are going to start to build up. Getting out of the balcony here is just not easy, and Rain is going to continue. He must be building quite a bit of confidence out of the last couple of rounds. 8-3 right now. He's down to is going to be there, and a good kill at least from Glaive. A little bit annoying, and they do run him down. Bomb plant as well, definitely going to help out.
That's a huge win for Astralis that the bomb is allowed to go down. There was no utility, there was no upgraded pistols. It was just unarmored opponents just running out, and they found a pathway into the bomb site. So a small mistake from Faze, but that's going to give Astralis a lot more to work with in this round in terms of their nades.
Yeah, and for any new viewers, well, first of all, welcome. You found the best game to watch, so you're not going to be disappointed in that. But that bomb plant, yeah, that bomb plant does mean that they all get $800 each. So a big difference in terms of how many grenades they can buy. They would have had the AKs and the armor anyway, but it is an economic swing that's sort of favoring them a little bit there.
Yeah, it helps out in a big way. Might have been a Molotov, might have been a smoke, whatever utility it could have been. Everything is going to help, and they've got to battle against this rising money that Faze has. 5-1, triple defense at Banana for Faze, and you can just see how difficult and dicey it can be in this part of the map. Fire consuming the entire ground, the whole length. And still another sequence of nades coming out. So much being dumped here. Both teams desperately wanting control, and Faze is not backing off. They want to go for this turn to the flank. Kerrigan's not aware of it. Oh, and it's all Astralis. Olaf, the last one left to hold the line, and even he's going to try and get out of dodge. One smoke to delay, but another big win in Banana for Astralis.
Absolutely. If they had all four players there, I wonder if they would have gone for it. Olaf gets to live a little while longer. Dupree. They are starting to empty that A bomb side on the Faze side. Just Nico remaining with the AK-47, and he's in a very awkward spot. If they were to go for it, it'd be very hard for him to stay alive. He's repositioning himself a little bit now, which is kind of smart, but you can tell just how many angles he has to cover single-handedly.
Now, last time there was a three-man defense from Faze at this stage in the round. It was two. It was a double pit, and it was one at the B bomb side. This time, Faze has switched it up. Olaf and Rain going to defend this B bomb site as Rain has shifted over. It's Nico at A, and two men are defending the bomb site that is about to be under attack. 30 seconds left to make this work.
So many grenades on the Astralis side. Are they going to remain unflashed throughout all of this? They're back in dark. That's Rain holding smoke to block off one of the players. They need to come through. They need to help each other out right now. Olaf doing all the damage, but Rain is tight. It's really a perfect moment. Rain picking up a kill. Long range spray. How is he still alive back here? He should have been dead 10 seconds ago, but he's just living through it. Now backup is going to come in here. Device nearly goes down, and Olaf Meister, how does he get the angle? Taking down Device 2-on-2. Faze not letting go of this round yet. Can they get the retake? Sip is going to be taking down one, and that smoke is just blocking them off. Not going to get the kill on that HE grenade, and now the crossfire is set up. And Nico, almost impossible to break this one. Astralis, they might have found a way to slip through with another round here in spite of everything that was done there. Olaf with the double, and Rain staying alive forever in that round. It will be 5-2. Astralis picking up the second round finally. Great fight to be winning early on a banana.
Yeah, don't even mind Nico not going for that 1-on-2. Tough crossfire to break up and use the money. Just try and take as many guns away for Astralis. So again, even on the T side, you put him in a reset scenario. Olaf's got to be a little bit frustrated. When you have two players stacking that B bomb site like that and the hits coming in, you want both of your players to be in front of those smokes. You want both of them to be able to actually play and defend that. All he could do, because he was trying to shift around towards the CT spawn side, was just try and provide some kind of a distraction. Sprays through the smoke, pray that they take attention away from Rain, pray that maybe he gets a dink or a kill. Wasn't really to be. Second round for Astralis, but again, Faze is doing a good job at making sure. I mean, the one thing they have to prevent now is banana control, and there's going to be an op duel, and it's won by Guardian. Device falls right back up into it. Here's that double op setup, and it's chimed in already. Olaf gets one towards the B bomb site, and a very quick 5-on-3.
And that was a boost in middle as well. The angle there, you can even tell that Device was crouching down on the ramp. He didn't think he was going to be visible because he'd stayed crouched like that. But the boost on the other side, just giving him a slight edge. What a great way. I mean, we were celebrating Astralis with that boost in middle on Mirage. This one to get that opening kill is just...
Oh, Guardian, this is risky, and yeah, he turns around Dupree. Who else to find an entry kill? And he's got position in library. He can cut off rotations. This makes Nico and Rain very, very nervous.
They should be. If they go too quick, though, if Kerrigan tries to retake library here, that could be really uncomfortable as well. Suddenly, they're completely isolated in pit inside bomb site. There is a smoke as well on Dupree, so he could definitely do some damage from that library position. 40 seconds now, and they are just waiting. Astralis again putting on the brake. This is one of the things that they're just so good at, allowing for the other team to make a mistake if they were gonna. So far, that hasn't happened. Faze just equally as patient on the other side. 27 seconds. Oh, just as he looks away, but doesn't matter. Rain, they're taking down Dupree, and they line up for a beautiful spray. Nico dropping both. Double up to begin it, and that spray down to end it. 6-2, and no money for Astralis. Man, Faze are off to a hot start here on Inferno.
Couldn't ask for anything better. This is 2 rounds now. You've kind of battered their economy, even with them on the T side where it's easier to manage. But yeah, the double up reigns supreme for him on Mirage. It's doing so here again on Inferno. And, you know, we criticize at times Faze. Their defenses sometimes get very, very passive, and they give a lot of map control over. And against a team like Astralis, that's very dangerous. But when you have ops that are finding you picks, if you're going to start out rounds 5-on-4, 5-on-3, then you can play those kind of passive styles and let them walk into the blenders. And Guardian looking for more, bit of a heat check, peek down mid. Again, pistols for the Astralis side, and a little bit of utility, more danger. They want to chase down Guardian. That nade is going to land right at their feet. It does great damage, but he's forced back to the CT spawn. He's going to be isolated. Again, Nico and Rain going to be tested.
It down here. Astralis taking a bit of damage. Rain is just so good in this pit. The Molotov to kill out. You see him tapping away. It's just beautiful, isn't it? He's absolutely gone. Sith and Device trying to do something. I mean, they had the scent of Guardian the whole way through. They wanted to see if they could find him. It just wasn't possible. This is great Counter-Strike out of Faze. Imagine again, you could almost forgive them if they had been just a little bit heartbroken and maybe we're going to have a hard time starting off this map after not being able to complete the comeback. They put all of their energy into it. Right. Not a bad shot from Device. It doesn't matter. 7-2. Faze right back in this game. This is incredible.
Very good stuff, and Rain looking on point as well to kick this off. 13-4 for him, and I mean, it's a testament to how good this Faze team is when Rain is a player who sometimes gets lost in the conversation around just the legendary histories of these players, but he is one of those guys where when he is having a good game, when his aim is feeling crisp, he almost feels like he just can't lose, and he plays that critical position on the defense inside of pit. So again, another round where Astralis, this is the 3rd time we've seen it where they've had, you know, just pistols, no armor, and no utility. You don't normally see that. They normally have something to work with, but now Faze playing the mind games, pushing down mid.
bullying the Astralis team, making sure they don't feel comfortable whatsoever. Maybe a good couple of kills there for Carrigan, and all he gives away is the MP9. Nobody cares about that. Pushing them around the map, gonna win an 8th round here on the board. I actually think, you asked the question earlier, how many rounds do they really need? And it's a hard question to answer when we don't know much about Faze, but let's assume that they're sort of an average Inferno team. 8 rounds on the CT side is quite incredible. Like, that can be very hard to get. This map has been sometimes quite T-sided, and don't know if it's enough yet, but it's not a bad start at all.
Yeah, only if the T's control the economy, right? You have the advantage if you have all the nades on the CT side, but at the moment, Astralis haven't been able to find any real working recipe. The difference on Mirage was that Astralis was able to win 2 rounds in a row on the T side. They've been denied that here so far in these first 10 rounds, and like you said, there's the first two-thirds of this gone, and a lot of it comes down to that, that force buy that they had earlier in this half. We mentioned that might kind of destroy their ability to fight for some of these rounds. Here again, now that the losing bonus is rebuilding, it's up to 3. Astralis has some money to play with. 5 AKs. Zipnix has forgot to buy armor, which is never good.
Definitely don't want to do that. Maybe needs a firmware update, Moses. Maggie's setting up for the grenade. It does land right on top, so that's not bad at all. And he somehow dodges most of the flames there. So dishing out quite a bit of damage. That's the utility stat that we were talking about earlier. But they do receive about as much as they gave out. So I guess they'll just call that even.
This feels like the lack of armor on Zipnix is going to come to play somehow in this round. Whether it's aim punch being applied, whether it's a nade coming out of nowhere to take out most of his HP. That's going to be so deadly. Keep your eye on that and his positioning as this round plays out. These ops, they've been great, and Guardian saw a little bit of leg. Now he's blind. Timing shot gives away his position. But Faze is going to stick around. They have an aggressive stance here, and they do not want to give it up.
Counter-Strike does have a way of working out that way, doesn't it? That the one thing that you sort of missed early on is the thing that you're going to need at the end of the round. Bit of a boost up there from Carrigan on top of the box. They don't really have a lot of grenades. Otherwise, you can sometimes Molotov or just HE this position out, but Olofmeister behind him. 45 seconds. That's a great time to put down a smoke. They're going to come right through. They're not going to stop. Olof shutting down one. Carrigan with a headshot, and this is a perfect defense. Double kill for Olofmeister, and they're still coming for him. Finally, Device will open up the bomb side. It's a 2-on-2, and Zip. How does he get that headshot on Nico? Unbelievable. Through the smoke, it must have been.
That changes the game. Such a huge advantage for Faze before Zipnix hits that through the smoke. Just a random one, and Device has the op now in the post plant. This is such a good position for that AWP to be in as well. And Astralis, it feels, has turned the tides in this round.
Somehow they're back in it. No smoke signed up for Faze. They're going to have to fight this one straight. And Sip standing up by the coffins. He sees a player, and that's a little bit of information to work with. Device just checking the same angle here as they make their way in from Banana. Instant kill. Device taking down one, and Guardian is trapped. Going to get shot in the back. Astralis make it back in the round. A solid defense. Olofmeister and Carrigan, 3 kills on them. But this kill from Sip, I mean, you're right, that changed everything.
And the lack of armor really didn't matter at all. He didn't get touched in the round. I do not know how Faze managed to lose this round. They have everything just until now, and that is so nasty. That should not be allowed. And Nico, when he sees that, is going to be so pissed. 8-3 advantage for Faze, but that one hurts. That's a gut punch of a round.
He was running and shooting as well. So all the things you're not supposed to do. Flashback, peek into second mid, and a great start as Nico, but he can't get back up. That Molotov has got him weirdly trapped, and he's going to go down. That was a great idea. And I mean, Faze, you have to admire how much pressure they're keeping on Astralis at the moment. Oh my God!
That is one of the most incredible shots I've seen in a long time. Guardian. Knowledge of the angle, that's not fair. The man advantage for Faze, and they have 3 players here at A.
Where did that come from? Now they're going to be boosting up, trying to look into pit or graveyard. It's quite a powerful position. If somebody re-peeks it, they might not even be checking for this, especially when the smoke is up. But nobody making any mistakes right now on Faze. They have been very cool at just holding the angle. Bit of a jump over from Device. He just wants to see somebody right now. Guardian waiting back there. Device, is he going to continue climbing all the way up? He sees it and takes him down. What a kill for Device. Dropping Guardian, and now alone in the pit is Rain. He's been here before, and he's held the defense multiple rounds. He's going to have to try one more. Flashbang does not destroy it. He's going to drop the bomb. Instant return. Device is there again. And now it's a one-on-one. A Device, does he go for the bomb plant or wait for Olaf? And Olaf is already around the corner. Device has picked up an AK instead. Olaf is going to have one here with the AWP. Is it going to be enough? It will be. Taking him down. A headshot as well. A bit overkill and a bit of disrespect at the end. I love it. 9 rounds now on the board of Faze here. This is incredible.
That's a bold play from Olaf Meister. You're exactly right. One chance to hit that shot, and he nails it. I mentioned him in the start of this series as, for my money, the greatest CSGO player to have played the game. And yeah, Guardian delivers. Now, he can't see Device at that point because he is scoped in. This is great trades from Device to enter in, but the swap out to the AK-47, he doesn't get a chance to shoot it. And again, Astralis is stopped at 1 round. They just cannot win 2 in a row. And even though Faze, again, much like Mirage, they've bent here in this first half with some of these losses. But they're holding strong. They're recovering each and every time. Back to a single op setup, and it's in Guardian's hands. And even though he only has 9 kills, some of them have been critical.
I mean, it feels like somehow, in spite of the fact that we haven't really seen much of Inferno out of Faze, they've kept it hidden. Could that really be happening? I mean, we talk about that a lot. It's almost a bit of a joke.
Well, we also know Kerrigan, one of the best in-game leaders we have at the pick-ban phase, has been for some time, loves to game these things, and might be a little bit. Guess we'll have to see if after the fact.
Here's one of my favorite strategies, the set it up, but once again, range mid-air, robotic aim, and following up with a triple. It is beautiful once again, and Megaskin Device 2-on-4. Just maybe a bomb plant if they're really quick, but actually he's down, and Rain is just shutting down these pushes so easily. Really, really well done.
Magisk battling pretty hard to buy himself a little bit of breathing room just so he can try and get that bomb. And he's done a pretty decent job. Again, another round where I feel like it'd be a victory of sorts for Astralis. Now, they did invest pretty much everything they have into this round, so they're going to have to save next no matter what. But, you know, a plant here would be great, and it seems like Faze is going to give it to them. They don't have a great economy themselves, so wanting to preserve all these weapons. Guardian, even at 33 HP, not wanting to take any duels with that op, and I think we might see a boost inside the smoke. They're just getting ready to burst through as soon as the plant comes in. 14 seconds left. And here he goes. He's going to try and stick no one coming through the smoke just yet. Now they are, and Guardian's going to end it. Side swipe with the pistol, but he does get the plant. The extra $800 is going to help out moving forward.
Again, Faze playing this rock solid at the moment. 1 versus 3, you pretty much win it. If you start to fight, single fights, maybe you give them a way back into it. And this is just beautiful from Rain.
It's so much easier to win fights when they're in the air, when you take them. That's great timing for Rain, and he's been great in that position this entire half. 17 kills now on him, 7 deaths. Olaf with 13, and it's Device this time leading the way. Dupree, who's the man of the match on Mirage, stuck down at 3 frags. Astralis has had a tough time on this T side.
Yeah, that might even be an understatement right now. Faze look like they're completely in control of this game. We might very well see a 3rd map here. They are building it quickly at the moment. Guardian is having a bit of a fight, a little bit of a game going on with Glaive.
And Astralis has forced up into this as well. Forced up into the last round, and they're essentially saying, we feel like we need to get to 5. We've got to fight for every single round and hope that we can break you guys and hope that we can get into a bomb site and just give ourselves more of a window than just those 3 rounds. That's kind of that's the kind of first half where you know going in that everything rests on the pistol if you can only manage those 3.
We'll see if they can pull out anything here at the end. Certainly winning around with pistols and CCs would be a big thing to happen.
2 smokes, 2 Molotovs at this B bomb site. Kerrigan's going to put one out now. Perfect time. You're going to need the Molotov as well. He just wants to make sure they can't swing too wide. Oh, and Olaf's in trouble. He's got to stay back down. Kerrigan's got to get through. This B defense, I don't think it's going to get anything done. Poor timing. All the utility in the world, and it feels like Faze overthought it, and Astralis might have found themselves a 4th round.
That would be a really big conversion, almost nothing to work with in this round, but the timing was just so good. They run through the fire, they don't even care to stop it. Now the boost on the other side, a lot of people waiting for it. They get caught immediately doing this. Rain did a little bit of damage, but Device was so ready for that one, and they probably have to back off now. 2-on-4, right, 4th round. Astralis is big news, and they want to take the guns away. Guardian trapped up along the side of the wall here. Makes a heroic jump for it. Actually, he's going to try and keep them locked in with a bomb as well. Wants to make sure they don't get anything out of it. Misses the chance, and he's going to go down. Device picking up the AWP. 3, 10, 4, and yeah, they keep sort of shooting the corpses a little bit, Moses. They're happy about that.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of BM, which is great. This is so awkward for Olaf, and I don't know why Kerrigan threw that Molotov over towards water, and Grill could have placed it right behind his own smoke. Not able to come through and not able to help Olaf, who had to drop off the boost immediately. So just mistiming, misuse of utility, and look at the consequences. This goes from potentially being, 11-3, that now Faze is at a disadvantage. And Astralis has a nice opportunity to get up to 5, which just seems like insanity with the way that this is played out. Faze has played way too good of a half to have given up 5 rounds, but that might be what's coming in.
Yeah, have to agree. This has looked incredibly solid for the Faze side of things. A little bit of more grenade damage there. That's on the other side. Kerrigan and Olaf Meister, and Nico goes down now. Rain along with the max 7. Goes all the pellets. He misses the first chance. And Sip somehow dives under it. Had that one chance and he couldn't make it work. And Guardian, well, they're going to pick up the bomb now. He just has to run for it. I mean, why not? If he can intercept the bomb, that would be a way to get back in. He sort of hears them running, but he's going to be a second too late.
Who doesn't hear him? I don't think they have the knowledge that Guardian is already here. Now they do, coming through the smoke. Magisk is going to be blind. Dupree coming in for the flank, and Guardian, he just can't slow down at this point. It's do or die.
Versus 3, he's very much boxed in. Wants to see if he can make them peak, and they're going to shut him down. Great round from Magisk. The triple kill, the 10-5 at the end of it for Astralis, and I absolutely agree. Did not even look like they should have had the 5 rounds, but somehow they do.
That's typical Astralis. Losing the entire time until right at the end, they get everything they need. That one small mistake was all that Astralis wanted. Now a great chance. Now they can survive a pistol round. They're on the CT side, and we know what that means. I mean, I think it was Sean that highlighted the amount of damage they do with their utility. If this Astralis defense gets up and running quick, if they establish economy in the first 4 or 5 rounds, you might even just be able to call it at that point. Faze's offensive sides did not look great in Mirage, so you got to hope this was a little bit of a toy pick from Kerrigan, that he knows exactly how to handle this offensive side. Remember, it's also Nico calling, so
yeah,
you throw it all out the window.
See what happens. London, second half going to be coming up now. Get all your friends involved. 10-5 here for the first half, and now the pistol. If Faze win it, that just might be it. We might get that third map, and if not, Astralis, they might make a comeback of their own. Immediately, Olaf Meister's down, and Device, he re-peeks into it. What a madman. And now Dupree trying to get back around. Rain is going to stop him, and that smoke making it impossible for Device to get back in the fight, and Glaive is backing up. Oh my god! How can that happen? They walked right into it. Just 2 fadeaway shots, practically throwing the bullets around the corner. And now Guardian and Rain 2-on-4. They have no idea what hit them. That should not be happening.
What a fight to take from Glaive. Such a narrow angle, so safe in his retreat, and able to just fire off a couple of those shots. And what was a promising pistol round for Faze is now a disaster. A crossfire at this A bomb site, 1 in the pit. I don't know how they get in. Zipnix is going to be here so fast. These kills have to be immediate. Zipnix is worried about a potential lurker, but it's not there. And that's Magisk inside the bomb site, and Guardian goes down as well. Device started it, and he ends it, but it was all Glaive. 6-10, and here we go. This is going to be a rough ride for Faze, I think.
I just can't believe it. They're doing a good job. That kill on Dupree is beautiful, but this is outrageous. Oh my god.
I think that's 1 bullet as well. I think it was the first of the 2 bullets he shot at that little jiggle peak. A little bit unreasonable.
Just a tiny bit, Moses, I'm not gonna lie. That made me throw up in my mouth just a tiny bit. Guardian, 1 flashbang, and a great opening. Magisk ready to check the middle, and a bit more than he was asking for. 4 versus 5 now. And that 1 flashbang, I mean, get you through a smoke at some point if they need to. Maybe just get you out of the apartments up here.
This is going to be so weird. That's so much time for Astralis to play in a 4-on-5. 3 deagles. They would love to find 1 more pick. And this is basically one of the few options Astralis really has that can be effective. Leave Zipnix alone to jump and try and find information at the base of Banana. Cheat a 3rd player over. With only 2 players defending A, you can get so spread thin and you lose so much information. So just put the robot to handle one side of the map and 3 players on the other.
It's not a bad choice, is it? He has a smoke and a Molotov as well, so for someone playing alone, he could potentially stall quite a bit of a push. Kerrigan hoping to maybe snack someone who's going to be rotating on from the other side. This boost, though, is going to be very hard to break for the Faze side of things. Even if they have that smoke on Rain, he's going to be shot right over, and Sip is going to put down the fire in front. Counter smoke coming out. There's the fire in front, and they're going to run right through it as they're being shot here. It's a very, very good defensive setup. The grenade not going to catch anyone, though. Still, Sip putting out more damage. 28 seconds, and they're going to start to rotate over in the middle. Kerrigan is falling back through the bomb. It is going to be planted here. It's definitely doable. 3-on-3 for Faze. If they steal it back in this round, Astralis might not even be able to recover here. See if they can hold on to it. They have such poor weaponry. Coming up, Banana device is going to be going down. That's Rain with a headshot, and oh no, the mistap. Big opportunity there. The Free going to try and follow it up, but Kerrigan shuts him down, pre-firing that corner, and now it's all on Sip. He gets the one kill and tapping the bomb. He's just got his back turned. Kerrigan out there, and he's not peeking it yet, and time is running out for Sip. He has got one more chance of doing it, and maybe not even that. He's going to get the kill and comes back immediately for it. Oh, it's going to be the last second, isn't it?
I think he's got it. He's definitely got it. That is heartbreaking. Faze
kill.
had everything. And that is just so typical of Zipnik. Somehow he pulls a miracle out, and that one hurts. Certainly, this was such a well-fought round from Faze from start to finish. A little bit fortunate for Guardian to help them get into the bomb site. A great shot again here from Rain. Look at the HP, only 10 health. And they can't keep Zipniks off the bomb. But another force buy. They know they've got Astralis on the verge of breaking them. This entire half, this entire map. Faze's tournament life could depend on this round right here.
Yeah, they're ready to choke them out. That's what this buy is, that's for sure. 10-7, 3-round lead right now for Faze. And now rushing up through Banana. Sip has got no chance at all. He's still getting a double. Oh my god, the UMP a triple. He should have easily gone down. They had all the firepower on the T side, and somehow it's not enough. Glaive only got the one kill, but it managed to slow them down. And now Kerrigan 1-on-4. That looked like it was perfect. They didn't take that much damage even coming up on the entrance to top Banana there, and yet they got destroyed.
Called the Vega strat. And as we all know, only Vega can make that one work with the MAC-10s rushing up Banana. Great taps from Kerrigan. Every kill he gets, even if it's not likely to win the round, is valuable here because Faze, this has got to be crushing. They put so much of their economy into this round. So many rounds that they just kind of threw away there as they're going to have to save moving forward into that one purchase because you have Astralis on the verge of falling.
He wants to make it more expensive. Dupree flanking in through T-spawn. That's the long route to be taking. On the other side, quite low on health. It will be Dupree to close the round then. But a triple for Sip, and I can't believe he held it with the UMP. Him and Device right now are playing a great game for Astralis. And now, I mean, we had the force up from Astralis early on. That definitely hurt their economy quite a lot. Faze have done something similar. This might be scary.
Yeah, no, this is already very scary. This is going to be tough for Faze to kind of recover from that. Great triple kill from Zipnik, as you said, coming through the smoke. I mean, just a hard situation to be able to trade that kill. What a hold of Banana from Astralis to withstand all that pressure. 3 in a row for them, and they've had a battle for each one of them. A little bit of a extended pause here as we get some money situation figured out. So some time for Faze to reflect on Astralis' good start to this half.
I feel like that's not what you want to do right now, you know, just try and keep that out of your mind. There is that little Astralis fan section down there that's been incredibly loud throughout this whole game, and they've got a bit more to cheer for now. I feel like they might have been silenced earlier, but
I don't know if there's more Astralis fans than Faze fans, but they're certainly more concentrated in one part.
Yeah, they got a little grouping going on. They got the signs as well. They are they're ready in case this comeback really happens. Faze, all they need, get back in the lead with the economy. Make sure Astralis don't have what they have now, which is the luxury of these extra grenades. It's so hard to fight. They have Deagles and upgraded pistols all across the board, except for Guardian. He's going to have that. Oh, that'd be great. If they can get Guardian to open up on the T side here once he gets it, that'd be very interesting.
That's a big if, and that's a big ask for an Alper, though, against this kind of coordinated utility from Astralis. It's already tough as it is against every other team, but when you add in the knowledge that Astralis has from the defensive side of their nade placements, I don't think Alpers are going to be very comfortable on this T side. And then you add in the aggression as well. Magisk is going to be making a play like this. Guardian is going to be very nervous about sitting at a choke point and holding an angle.
Just hunting them down, not giving them any time to run around with. Orb is going to be saved here, and that was Galil that they exchanged for it as well. They made sure at the end, Moses, that they didn't throw away any expensive rifles. 9-10, Astralis almost completing the comeback and almost getting back on par with Faze.
I do not know how Faze wins 6 rounds on this T side. Racking my brain. Now, we haven't seen a true gun round out of them on the T side just yet. They've been force buying, and they had that economic tug of war to start. So we'll see if they can bring anything forward here, but here we go. Nades down mid. Banana control as well. Smoke to put out the second one. Olaf wants a fight. Not going to get it yet. He's looking for the jump. He's going to find what he wanted. Not able to land a shot. A really difficult one. And now the utility. Now the spam war. And this is a coin toss.
Oh, and the follow-up then. The grenade did nothing, but the headshot from Glay was perfect. That's going to be Olaf out of that round.
It's so good we get to see that fight from Olaf's POV because he saw absolutely nothing.
There was a bit of a backup, and another one here actually. They had that doubly insured Moses, that ult from the back, and then Dupree in boiler room, and they cancel out that frag. That's not bad at all. Refragging is such a core part of Counter-Strike, especially playing on that defensive side, and Astralis just giving a bit of lesson in that round. So now Guardian and Nico 2-on-4. What could they possibly do in this round?
Well, they have a 2-on-2. And Nico with the AK can open up. The tough part is they're going to get stalled out. Glaive and Zipnix just put down a smoke. That's pretty brutal. Now, they only have the one flashbang left, but waiting this out almost gives information over. Device and Dupree are waiting. Device is a pretty aggressive angle. And as long as Astralis just don't lose players, you can give up the plant here, but if you get into an uncomfortable situation, just play it safe. Make sure you survive. There's the smoke towards CT spawn. The game is up. Device Dupree not moving in case of a fake. 20 seconds left.
They're just waiting for it. This crossfire is so hard to break. There's a Molotov on Nico for the afterplant if they need it. Guardian going to be peeking in first. He sees the shot. It's going to make them back off, and why not? They know they don't have the time to break it. I mean, 9 seconds there. Going to Molotov off and try and just stay safe out here on Banana. Now that the round is run, if they die now, it's an absolute disaster. Guardian going to get the kill, but they both run. They get run down. What do they have? $100 on Guardian, $250 on Nico. Dying after the time has gone down on the T side means you get no loss bonus.
That's an awful decision to make in that kind of a scenario. You have to go for that kind of a round. You're too close to the B bomb site. You know they're going to hunt you down in these situations. You can see what Faze wanted, though. Give Guardian the shot. If he hits it, they go. If he misses it, they fall back. But just Astralis is going to be relentless at this point, and that is so punishing. Yeah, that is brutal for Nico and Guardian.
Okay.
All right. Hello.
Again, it's Megis on the receiving end. Might be starting to feel like that's not worth his time.
Yeah, he's probably not going to make that peak again for the rest of this half.
Shoot away the rifle from top mid just in case anyone is going to try and sort of pick it up. It's going to be a little bit further away, and I don't know if they've juggled it all the way back or not, but yeah, Device stealing it there. They're actually running the gun away from Faze so that they can't pick it up. Seems a bit petty, doesn't it?
It does seem a bit petty, but makes sense. I'd do it too. And I don't have any access to this ball, so maybe if you can find Dupree, 2-on-4s holding any passageway up mid. That's a tough battle to take with just the Deagles. The firing while crouching as well makes you a tough target. Kerrigan waiting for someone to provide an opening. All along, never knew Device was here. And Dupree knows what's coming. He knows what the follow-up is to that kind of a tactic. And Astralis have taken the lead 11-10 and 6 in a row in this second half.
Again, you recall the fact that they got to 5 rounds in the first half by winning a CC rush, and I mean, they just made that round work in the end. That's how they got from 3 to 5, winning the last 2 like that, and now they're back in the lead. How do you put away this Astralis team? How do you make sure that they are just not going to be able to compete any longer? Because that first half was not good for Astralis for almost all of it, right? It was looking terrible.
It was looking terrible. You have to do, I mean, you have to, it's tough now that you've given them the money. That's why it's so weird. That's why you saw Faze playing that economic tug of war. You almost have to risk that much if you have Astralis to that breaking point, because once they get the nades, once they get the Molotovs, they're one of the best defensive teams we see on this map. So Faze really wanting to take advantage of that, but it just leaves them kind of ruined moving forward, and so tough for them to get back into the game. Even this kind of a buy, look at the punish of having 2 players survive. They invest in 2 AKs, but I mean, even Nico just has a P250, Kerrigan with the MAC-10. You got to rely on Olaf and Rain, and pretty reliable guys. But you've been struggling when all 5 players have rifles, much less this kind of a disparity.
Because of the utility on Astralis, it's so hard for them to find opening fights. So they had a little bit of luck in one of the earlier rounds getting a fight. I think there was rain opening up on the apartments, right?
Chad mentioned it on the desk. This is a map that Faze is going to have to fight for any little bit of control that they want. It's not like Mirage where you can throw out the 4-set smokes and have control of mid, or 2-set smokes and have control of a portion of the map. You actually have to go and take a risk, and they didn't show really a great willingness on the T side of Mirage to do that. So that doesn't leave you with a whole lot of confidence.
Doesn't. Bit more speed this time, earlier in the round as well. Forcing some grenades out of the Astralis team. That's not bad at all for Faze. If they can do that, maybe they get a chance in the last 30 seconds. Carrigan not happy about that grenade whatsoever. Erlov setting up for a smoke going on top of the roof here. All the way through. Dupree and Graveyard's a very powerful position. If they don't have Wallace up for it, he can probably get a couple of kills. Glaive, there's Dupree locking it down. Magus such a strong defense being set up here. Olaf with the only kill so far here. Might be the one they get as well. No chance for anything. Magus right over the hit card to pick up that kill. 12 and 10 now. And Astralis look, I don't know, they look incredibly scary. And they're rich as well, Moses, at the beginning of the round.
They're very rich. Not going to have to worry about money for some time. And for Faze, this feels like it's one of the last rounds they're going to have to show us something. Show us they can come back in this half. Even overtime seems even 5 rounds seems out of reach for Faze. They're in some real trouble. They have all the players. Nico, consistently fighting for the title of best player in the world. Olaf Meister, one of the most decorated players in Counter-Strike history. Guardian, one of the best operators in Counter-Strike history. They have the players necessary to dig him out of this pit. There's a peek and a missed shot from Device, but he gets away with his life at the very least.
That seemed like a very dangerous fight to be taken. I know Sonic might be frowning slightly looking at that, thinking, come on now.
I think you let Device do whatever he wants. He's been so good for you with the AWP so many times. Let him take those risks. Have a bit of fun once in a while.
They're going to try and boost on that corner, it seems like. Hoping that someone is going to challenge the smoke. Definitely a powerful idea. And peek right in, he doesn't see anyone just yet. Almost got the edge on him. And there's the shot on Rain. And Rain is the top fragger right now for Faze. They get him out of the round early, definitely big news. 50 seconds now. And Faze slowed down once again. Sip playing over here, just jump spotting it. And he's going to fall back. And he's held on to this. Actually, he's going to put out the smoke a bit early, maybe. 40 seconds. Hard for them to know if there's more coming, though.
It's a bit early, but I think he's just buying time for his teammates to rotate in. Also buying time for Device to just wreck this Faze team. He finally goes down. Now, that's the one Zonic will be frowning at. A 5-on-3 with 30 seconds left in the round, and you take a peek. You don't need to be doing that. You don't need to take the risk. And, oh, Nico just barely missed the timing. Taking the fight, keeping him occupied. Dupree's going to come through this. Look at Nico, though. He reads it, and he adjusts perfectly. That's a brilliant kill for him to get 9 HP, though. And it's all on Guardian and Olaf. They have to attack this match. And he's been phenomenal in this position for Astralis. 10 seconds now, trying to get in, but the reinforcements have arrived, and it's shut down. They had an opportunity, and it's all disappeared. 13 now for Astralis.
Oh man, it got lost in all of that, but the grenade that Magus threw towards Quad took Nico from like 10 health to 3. It almost ruined the round with that first grenade, but they ran into a 3-way crossfire coming up that lane, and it's just not possible. 13-10. Astralis, they've won every single round in the second half. They can't be stopped. How do you get back?
You want to know how bad it is, Anders? It's not even the amount of rounds they've won. It's the fact that only in the second round did Faze get a plant. They haven't even been finding their way into bomb sites. So little bonus money going their way. You could see in the first half at the very least, I mean, Astralis was able to get the bomb down. It was diffused 4 times. So some bonus money flowing their way, and at least some success to hang your hat on of getting into these sites. And for Faze, it's just nothing has worked. No one giving any advantages. They haven't been able to get banana control. They've been beaten back in that fashion. When they get mid control, they usually end up losing a player and a lot of utility and don't have anything to show for it.
I have no idea what the answer is right now. I'm searching my brain as well, but I just don't know what can crack this Astralis team. This defense is looking absolutely indestructible. The grenade hitting 4 people as they come around the corner, running through the flames. That's the bomb as well. And more grenades to follow. Completely heartless here on the Astralis side. Nico does get a kill, and the bomb is still on that side.
I was going to say, they finally get control of a bomb site, except the bomb is on the wrong side of the smoke, and there's no chance of them picking up, and Glaive now just further ruining their day. This is Astralis making a statement. Astralis knocking Faze out of this tournament. I don't think Faze has anything left. Spam down through the smoke, 14-10, and Faze still blanked on the offense. And that's going to be a big point to pick on in the coming days if Faze do end up going down here, having to switch to Nico in the middle of the tournament as the caller, as the in-game leader. Even the unpreparedness that made that swap important.
Yeah. Definitely a weakness in the lineup. You have to assume, I don't know, this is very tough. 14-10 again, moving into round number 25, and Faze have had no answers for us here on the second half. It's been all Astralis all the way from 10-5 to from 10-5 to 14-10. That's the run.
Yep.
That's out of this world, isn't it? 9 rounds in a row.
Not even sure what Faze would say during this pause. They've had no success. That time they tried to speed things up, try to catch them off guard, and it didn't pan out. But either way, here we go. Faze gonna try and bash their head into the brick wall one more time, see if it breaks. Guardian with the AWP. Hasn't done much. Might get a chance though. A little bit of aggression. Look at this. The nade down deep. More to follow, and Guardian's got magic at the very least, but the nade stack. It does its job, and more dueling for Dupree, and this time Faze might get bailed out by Astralis being aggressive and offering the opportunity to them on a silver platter.
Yeah, the confidence is boiling over a little bit here for Astralis. They see it coming in, and all of Meister. That's a big kill on Glaive. Not easy to read at all, especially because they were a man down, Astralis, so not a bad shot. Device going to be sneaking in. Him and Sip, 2-on-4. If ever there was a round to be winning here on the T side, surely Moses, it would be this one. What can Astralis do? I mean, do they just both stack up in a bomb site and hope that somebody shows up, or spread out across the map?
I think you stay spread out. Device has an AWP. You've got plenty of money. You don't necessarily need to save these rifles. You let Device maybe try someone, because at this point in the round, Faze thinking they might want to kind of keep their plan secret until the very end.
Sip has just got a huge off angle, but if 3 members come around the corner, it's very unlikely he can kill all of them.
Or one pop flash.
Yeah, that's what they need right now. He's going to peek in front. He gets the one, keeps spraying, and that could have easily been a kill on Nico. Scary, but not enough here. Device is going to get smoked off as he tries to wrap in through CT spawn, and they're flanking him at the same time. Kerrigan making absolutely sure they've got him boxed in. 20 seconds now. Bomb crossing in front, and he can't see a single thing. Well, here's Kerrigan, and it's not going to win the fight. Good job, Team Ace, and finally Faze pick up a round here on the T side. I mean, you did say a little bit assisted by the fact that Astralis were feeling very frisky in the beginning of that round.
A little frisky. They wanted to go for more, and Guardian doesn't even see the nades coming through that smoke that eventually takes him out. But yeah, this is why, in my opinion, that spread out is nice for Xyp9x and Device in that scenario. Xyp9x very easily could have had a double kill, and in that situation, you put Device into a decent 1v2 where he can either just get the one kill and kind of destroy the economy, or actually go for it. Here we go. We'll see if Faze can actually do this around where Astralis is not pushing him in. Actually, Olaf's going to get caught off guard. The Molotov's burning him, and that's easy. That is the freest kill Glaive's gotten in a while. And this is looking like an immediate response for Astralis.
How does somebody do that again? The utility use out of this team is way out of control.
And it's the combination, the utility use with the play. They know exactly what the utility is going to force their opponents to do and how to take advantage of that. Glaive turns that corner, and he's got Olaf looking at the ground with a smoke in his hand.
And if they break the economy on the Faze side now, there is not going to be much left. 14-11. Faze continuing the fight, and Astralis, they just seem so focused right now. This second half has been all them all the way. No interruptions except for that last round. Kerrigan making a bit of noise here at top mid while the rest are trying to get that banana control. And they've got it, but Sip is on the other side, and Device is here. They've got 2 smokes left at 40 seconds. This is going to stay smoked almost forever, isn't it? Oh, they did put up 2 smokes on the top of each other?
All right, so miscue there.
Yeah.
One of maybe the 3 we've seen from Astralis in this game.
Oh, but they're gravitating over. They're almost using the fact that they put both those out.
Yeah, and the fact that Magisk has that position in Boiler, so he knows no one's top mid. That one nade that Nico just threw, it's not going to fool anyone. No one's even in the bomb site to see it. He's about to enter a world of hurt.
Yeah, this might be the worst call right now. They can't really know it. 10 seconds of ice there. The rest of the teams will follow it up. The bomb is committing to it as well, and they're out of time. They're not hanging around any longer, and Meg is from behind as well. Once again, they're getting locked in, and time is out, and again going down after the clock has run out here. An absolute disaster. 15-11. Astralis 1 round away from that semi-final.
Such a comprehensive victory for the Danes that it's actually knocked Faze off the rails. Another round where they just get stopped and trying to run away.
This is so outrageous.
Yeah, that's brutal. And even the Flames not hitting device, so nothing going right for Faze in this round. I will have to, maybe that'll come out in an interview at some point. That double smoke that goes down, does Astralis say, oh, we screwed up, now they're going to try and capitalize on the 2 smokes, everyone rotate here?
I mean, that would be the next level bait, wouldn't it? Revenge for the pre going down, and they are fighting tooth and nail right now. Stay in it. They don't want to leave just yet. And Nico going to be taking down Magus. Nice shot from Device. And repositioning ready in case they wrap around quickly. 3 on 3. Everything on the line here. Glaive just running them down. This is madness. One more shot for the triple. And he's going to try and see if he can end it in a 1 versus 2 close range. Just no scoping him. All off on the other side. And Device, he wants the ace to close this one out. Couple of shots with the pistol, and all of us made his way back around the corner. Out of all the ways you could lose this quarterfinals, surely Device wrecking your whole team would be a painful one. Great reposition here from Olafmeister up in the apartments. And Device going to start it off down on the low ground, tapping the bomb, and he goes down. Second kill for Olaf. They keep it alive. 15-12. Faze, they just keep fighting at this point.
This is a backs against the wall kind of scenario. This is the most aggressive we've seen Faze be across 2 maps. Finally, Nico coming through a smoke, just trying to create something. We haven't seen Faze take that initiative on their offensive sides, and even still a close affair. Faze are going to have to, once again, try and come back and force OT. This is going to be so tough. 3 rounds in a row for them. They finally, once again, if they can win this round, they can do it. That would take money away from Astralis. 4 players on the verge of losing everything for this defensive side. But you've got to break it with 2 MAC-10s. And again, this is going to be very simple, very aggressive. 3 players coming out of halls. They've got to trade. They've got to take out Magisk. And Device is going to be inside the bomb site. The up might be a tough crossfire. They lose the first. They're going to lose so much more. They're going to lose it all.
No chance here. Rain and Guardian left 2 on 4. You're absolutely right, Moses. There's nothing left to fight for. With MAC-10, he chases down 1, but it's 16-12, and Astralis make another semifinals here at the major. Impressive. Again, they are just such a hard team to beat. That second half looked completely untouchable. 16-12, taking down Faze 2-0.
Yeah, and the issues from the challenge.